15 minutes till 8.
The Yankee pregame show on WOKO has been sponsored by the Boston Store.
Now here's Frank Murcer.
And we're at Yankee Stadium, where it's cloudy, but it looks like tonight's game between the Yankees and the Orioles will be played, the game that winds up this 4-game series. My guest on the Yankee pregame show is a pitcher for the Orioles who is trying to win 20 games this year and has a pretty doggone good chance of doing it, Mike Flanagan. I'll be back to talk baseball with Mike in just 1 minute.
One thing you'll always remember about this summer, ladies, is the great preseason coat sale at the Boston Store. Super savings from 15 to 25%. This is a hand-picked collection that's dashing with fashion impact. It includes everything from luxurious fur-trimmed wools to sporty jackets and all-weather poplins. You'll be smart to pick yours now at sensational savings of 15 to 25%. You can buy now and save and use Boston Store's layaway plan. Only 10% down holds your coat until October 15th. See these gorgeous coats for petites, missies, juniors, and plus sizes at the Boston Store. And do it now, while selections are at their best.
Well, Mike Flanagan, I mentioned 20 games in my opening remarks. I don't know about you. I have to think that any pitcher, when he starts a season, thinks of the magic number of 20 wins.
Well, not so much this year. Last year I had that goal in my mind, and I ended up with 19 wins, fell a little short, and I thought I had an off year having 19 wins. So this year it's more or less, if maybe 25 is a magic number, you don't know, but I have set no personal goals. I've just taken every start at that one at a time.
All right, you say 25, and you said that facetiously. I could tell a little grin on your face. Why is 20 the magic number? Fritz Peterson, who used to pitch for the Yankees, told me one time, he said, you know, they never make a list of 19-game winners.
I don't know why that it is either, but it just seems like people think you have an off year if you win 19. There's somewhere along the line you could have won that 20th. And when you go back over the year, I know I did last year. I thought about a winner, and there was 5 or 6, 7 games maybe I could have won. So it's all part of experience. I'm sure in the back of your mind you'd rather get 20 than 19.
Well, yesterday, both you and Tommy John had a chance to become the first 15-game winner in the league. Tommy came out on top. Mike, what about yesterday's ball game? I have noticed that your record this year, it seems to me that if you get by 3 or 4 innings, you very seldom lose a game. That you got to be taken early or not at all.
Well, it's funny this year because going back to last year again, I had a lot of complete games the first half of the season, had about 200, 210 innings at this time, and this year I only have 170, I think. And physically, I was getting tired at this time last year. I developed some tendonitis in my ankle. I think it's because I was overworked. We were on a 4-man from day one, and this year we've gone to a little bit more of a 5-man at times, and the bullpen being as strong as it's been this year, if Earl sees me getting a little trouble early, he's been taking me out and resting me for the next start.
Mike, has that been the secret of the Orioles' success, or a big part of it, the bullpen?
I think so. This year, more so than anything. As I say, if the starter doesn't really have it, or Earl doesn't think he has it, he can afford to take him out in the 3rd, 4th inning, and it's worked out in about 4 of my games in a row where I gave 3 runs to Milwaukee early, a little bit upset at being taken out of the game, ahead 4-3, and Sammy Stewart comes in, gives 2 hits the rest of the way, and we go away winning. It just always seems to work out right for us.
My guest on the Yankee pregame show is Oriole pitcher Mike Flanagan. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
Thanks, America, for making Avon #1.
Avon's the #1 way of looking good, and we're celebrating like we should.
You've made Avon America's #1 beauty company, and Avon's saying, thanks, America, by offering 8 of America's most popular fragrances, your choice of any one of 8 for just 75 cents.
Avon's the #1 way of looking good, and we're saying thanks just the way we should.
We've even created LA elegant, special-sized bottles just for the occasion. The Thanks America fragrance offer, just part of our 6-week Thanks America celebration.
Avon's the #1 way of looking good. Thanks America, you never look so good.
It's a new Dial morning, and you're up and feeling new. It's a clean Dial morning, and that clean belongs to you. There's a new day dawning, and your best is showing through. Starting out clean, starting out Dial, starting out new.
There's no cleaner way to start a new day than Dial soap. With deodorant protection that gets you so clean you feel your best.
Starting out clean, starting out Dial, starting out new.
Thing this year. It seems like some days the balls go down the line, hit the chalk for doubles, and other days they don't. And it seems to be a fine line this year between giving up a lot of runs early and pitching a shutout.
And sometimes that pitch comes in over the black on the outside of the plate, and other times it doesn't.
Exactly. Like yesterday, for instance, I threw 137 pitches and made 3 mistakes, and that's not too bad a ratio, but the 3 happened to be right in a row and 1 for a home run.
And, of course, you're up against a pretty tough guy in Tommy John, too.
Oh.
He made 2 mistakes, and that was all of his.
Yeah, I out-mistaked him 3-2, and that's the way the game ended up. I pitched against the Yankees 3 times this year, twice against John and once against Guidry, and last year was more or less the same thing. So, you know when the game starts, you can't afford to give up too many runs or just not going to be in the game.
Mike Flanagan, let me ask you this. 2 starts against John, 1 against Guidry. When you go out to pitch a ball game, would you rather see the other club coming with their best to make you bear down a little bit more in a ball game?
Well, usually I have to worry about my own game more so than who's pitching against me. But when there is a Guidry or a John or the other outstanding pitchers in the league, it's a little tougher. You know, you have to be a little bit extra, a little bit sharper from the get-go.
I'd have to think that pitching with the Oriole Ball Club, noted for its defense, and you're a low ball pitcher primarily, that would have an advantage.
Oh, sure, with Belanger and Garcia, 2 good shortstops, and you get Doug at third, and Dower, who set a record at second base for fielding, and Eddie Murray usually doesn't make any errors, and the improved play of the outfield. I think that's why the Orioles try not to walk anybody. You got to take your chances sometimes 3-2. Yesterday's ball game went 3-2 on Chambliss, and I think Earl wanted me to throw a breaking ball maybe, but I might have missed. It would have been 2 men on with Nettles coming up, and I'd just rather throw the ball over the plate and take a chance.
You'd rather go with what you consider to be your strength then?
Oh, yeah. As with 8 players behind me, it just seems to be a better percentage to try to throw the ball over the plate.
Just as you and the other members of this Oriole pitching staff have matured and improved, Mike, I think the young man behind the plate has done the same thing, Rick Dempsey.
Rick has come a long way. When Rick first came over here, of course, it was his first full-time starting catching duties, and he's always been extremely aggressive and never gets down on himself. But his game, at first knowing the hitters in the league, it took a little while for him to come around, and now he does a superb job, as good as anybody in the league.
My guest on the Yankee pregame show is Oriole pitcher Mike Flanagan. A final thought right after this.
One thing you'll always remember about this summer, ladies, is the great preseason coat sale at the Boston store. Super savings from 15 to 25%. This is a hand-picked collection that's dashing with fashion impact. It includes everything from luxurious fur-trimmed wools to sporty jackets and all-weather poplins. You'll be smart to pick yours now at sensational savings of 15 to 25%. You can buy now and save and use Boston Store's layaway plan. Only 10% down holds your coat until October 15th. See these gorgeous coats for petites, missies, juniors, and plus sizes at the Boston Store. And do it now, while selections are at their best.
Mike Flanagan, just sort of coming out of left field with this idea. The crowds in Baltimore, I've noticed in the box scores, are much bigger this year. The attendance is going to reach a record high down there. Is that an uplift to the Oriole Ball Club itself?
Oh, it's been a tremendous uplift. Last year we'd go on the road to New York and Boston and have 50,000 people rooting against us, and then we go home maybe have 10, 15 rooting for us. And it really wasn't, we didn't have a home court advantage. And this year, we seem to play better on the road, knowing that when we go home, we're going to be playing before quite a few people.
And I imagine when the Yankees come in down to Baltimore later this week, there are going to be a few sellouts for that weekend series.
I think they're all sold out already. It's amazing. Looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to another start against the Yankees down there this weekend?
You got to keep trying.
Well, let's see if Tommy John's ready to go get that, too.
It'll probably work out to be the same thing. John or Guidry, probably.
Okay, Mike. Hey, the best luck to you the rest of the year. Thanks a lot for talking to us on the pregame show. My guest has been Mike Flanagan. The pregame show is sponsored by...
The Yankee pregame show on WOKO has been sponsored by the Boston Store.
Look closely at the medicine you take for your hay fever. There's a good chance it's an antihistamine and nothing more.
Nothing more?
Don't give up. Arm yourself with ARM.
ARM is antihistamine strengthened with decongestant for freer breathing, clearer sinuses, strengthened for better relief. Arm yourself with ARM. ARM, for occasional use only as directed.
I found a solution for today's high food prices. Right here in my cookbook. Eggs. That's right, eggs. They're packed with protein, and for cost per serving, well, almost nothing beats eggs. Best of all, the cookbook's full of great recipes and serving suggestions for breakfast, lunch, dinners.
Eggs are one of today's best food buys. For instance, when eggs cost 90 cents a dozen, they're only 60 cents a pound.
The incredible edible egg.
The American Egg Board.
Here come the Yankees. Let's get behind the killer. Yankees. They're gonna learn to feel the Yankees. Everyone knows they play to win. Cause they're the New York Yankees.
The world champion New York Yankees on 1460 WOKO are sponsored by Wendy's, Big Tom's, Budweiser Beer, and by Colonial Provisions, the makers of Yankee Franks, Yoo-Hoo Chocolate Drink, the Tampa Mint, Gulf Oil Company, Firestone Tires, Burger King, and by AC Delco, Spec Athletic Shoes, Chrysler Plymouth, and the New York Yankees.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to New York Yankee Baseball. I'm Phil Rizzuto, along with Bill White, Frank Murcer, and Fran Healy from Yankee Stadium. And the final game of this big four-game series, and the Yankees have to win this to break even. The Birds won the first two. All of them have been thrilling baseball games. The Yankees won their ball game 3-2 with Tommy John on the mound. And tonight, it'll be Ron Guidry against Dennis Martinez. Ooh, and he's got 14 wins. And we'll be back with more in the ball game and the starting lineup right after this.
Your pictures are important, so when you get them developed, take them to a store with a sign that says, "We use Kodak paper," for a good look.
Just ask for Kodak paper for a good look. Kodak paper for a good look.
You'll know your pictures can look their best because Kodak paper will be behind them. Ask for Kodak paper wherever you see the Kodak paper sign.
Just ask for Kodak paper for a good look. Kodak paper for a good look.
Hi, hope you got what I need.
What's wrong?
Pain, itch, hemorrhoids. Been driving my truck all day, and I need Preparation H.
Right. Gives lots of people temporary relief. Its special ingredients relieve pain and itch flare-ups. Helps shrink swelling of inflamed hemorrhoidal tissue.
That's real medicine. I'll take ointment and suppositories.
Hi. Feeling better today?
Oh, thanks to you, good buddy.
Preparation H relieves pain and itch. Helps shrink swelling. Use only as directed.
5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
1460 WOKO-Albany, home of the world champion New York Yankees.
This program is authorized by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and or accounts of this game without the express consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. The announcers for this broadcast are paid by WPIX-TV, except for Fran Healy, who is an employee of the New York Yankees.
Starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Baltimore Orioles, leading off in center field, Al Bumbry. Kiko Garcia will be the shortstop and bat second. In right field, batting third, Ken Singleton. Eddie Murray will be at first base batting cleanup. Doug DeCinces hitting in the 5th spot and playing third base. The designated hitter batting in the 6th spot, Lee May. Benny Ayala will be in left field batting 7th. Second baseman batting 8th, Rich Dower. And doing the catching and batting 9th, Dave Skaggs. Pitching for the Baltimore Orioles, Dennis Martinez. For the New York Yankees, Willie Randolph leads off at second base. Bobby Murcer will be in left field tonight and bat second. Hitting third and playing first base, Chris Chambliss. Reggie Jackson in the cleanup spot out in right field. At third base, batting 5th, Greg Nettles. Jim Spencer will be the designated hitter and bat in the 6th spot. The center fielder batting 7th, Bobby Brown. Brad Golden will be doing the catching and batting 8th. And the shortstop batting 9th, Bucky Dent. And on the mound for the New York Yankees, Ron Guidry. And we'll be back with more on tonight's game right after this.
Reach out and touch someone. Reach out, call up and share your day.
Ring, ring.
Who's there?
Iowa.
Iowa who?
I know Iowa called to my baby sister.
Oh, brother.
Ring, ring.
Who's there?
Kenya.
Kenya who?
Can you fix a little dinner party? I'm coming to town.
How come?
Ring, ring.
All right, who's there?
Lynn.
Lynn who?
I'll introduce you to my fiance.
What?
Reach out and touch someone.
Big news or just saying hi, call State to State all day Saturday and Sundays till 5 and save 60%. Just dial yourself without the operator, except Alaska and Hawaii.
Ring, ring.
Oh, come on, who's there?
Cheese.
Cheese who?
She's got a handsome brother.
Well, ring, ring.
Who's that?
Tijuana.
Tijuana who?
Do you want to bring him too?
The Bell system suggests you give someone far away a ring ring.
All right, ring, ring.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you're glad I called.
Reach out and touch someone.
All right, the league-leading Baltimore Orioles with the best record in all of baseball. And the New York Yankees. And, you know, they've surprised me, Bill White. I don't know whether they've surprised you this year or not.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the amount of wins they have, Phil, you know they have a good ball club. We've seen them over the years, and we've seen the great defensive play, the good pitching they always get, and the way Weaver sort of controls them. But you wouldn't think that they would have as many wins as they do have. You would feel the way they're playing they should be leading, but not by 15 over the Yankees, maybe by 7.
That's right. They've won 74 and lost 35 ball games, and yet it's the kind of team that Earl Weaver thrives on, where he can do a lot of manipulating, which he loves to do.
Well, Earl mentioned the fact that they had made some key trades. He's talking about in the past, but Ken Singleton was a key trade for him. Rick Dempsey, he felt, was a key trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
He felt the trade for Scotty McGregor and Dippy Martinez a key trade for them. And he mentioned Gary Reineke coming through his own farm system, who has, I think, surprised a lot of people with 17 home runs and 40-some runs batted in. And Kiko Garcia, who's always played a steady shortstop behind Mark Belanger. And Doug DeCinces coming on and taking the place of Brooks Robinson. So he seems to be very happy with his team. And we talked to him downstairs in his office before the ball game, and he mentioned something about a pennant race, which I sort of laughed at. But he's probably looking back at last year at what happened to the Boston Red Sox. But I think the Orioles are the kind of a team, and they have the kind of a pitching and play that kind of defense that they can lose a man and still not go into the kind of slump that the Boston Red Sox went into last year.
Oh, that's absolutely right. I can't see, even though the Red Sox picked up a game and a half with the shellacking of the Milwaukee Brewers, which was unbelievable. In the second ball game, all those base hits they had. They're 6.5 behind Baltimore right now. Milwaukee has dropped to 11.5. They were hot, beat the Yankees 3 straight, and right after that, they really went into a tailspin. And
Baltimore went in and beat them 3 straight.
That's right.
So they just really got rid of Milwaukee then. And listen, Weaver inside, I think he discounts the Brewers now as a threat. And if you put 2 and 2 together, he wouldn't say it. But if he discounts the Brewers, who are 11.5 back, you would have to think that he might not be looking too seriously at the Yankees, who are 15 back.
That's right. He's got to be worried about the Red Sox, no doubt about that. And the Yankees, after playing the White Sox after tonight's game, 3 ball games, go down to Baltimore again for 3 more. And that's going to be a big series. And it'll be one of the few times the Red Sox will be rooting for the Yankees.
Now, one other thing that we haven't talked about is the fact that Earl Weaver has not had Jim Palmer pitching for a while. He does not know when Palmer will come back. And we know the kind of pitcher Palmer is, even with a sore arm or a sore back or whatever aches him.
That is unbelievable.
So when he gets back, that's going to be one more consistent, strong arm that he'll have on his pitching staff, which here again should keep them from going in too big of a slump.
That is really a big, big plus for them to be able to win consistently, as you mentioned, without Palmer, and then to have him come back. And he usually finishes up very strong. Well, right now we've got big Frank Robinson coming out with the lineup cards. That's got to be a funny feeling for Frank. He did manage the Cleveland Indians for a while. And now back to coaching. And when you're the manager, that's one of the chores, unless you have somebody else bring it up, as both managers are doing tonight. Mike Ferraro bringing up the Yankee lineup cards. And the umpires, it'll be Steve Palermo calling balls and strikes, Bill Haller at first, Rich Garcia at second, and Nick Bremigan over at third base.
And you mentioned tomorrow night, Scooter, when the White Sox open a 3-game series here against the Yankees. Those games are tomorrow night. And by the way, that's helmet night, when every fan 14 and under will get a free Yankee batting helmet that looks just like the ones the players wear. And also games of Wednesday and Thursday nights. Now, all 3 games will begin at 8 o'clock here at the stadium. You get your tickets here at the stadium or at any Ticketron outlet.
Well, we mentioned the fact that 2 starting pitchers, and it really seems strange seeing Ron Guidry 9 wins and 7 defeats on the year, where last year he won 25 and lost 3. But he has had real good success against Baltimore. Lifetime, he's 4 wins and 1 loss against them, and Martinez just the opposite, just 1 win and 4 losses. But you know that Martinez this year has really developed into a pitcher. And he used to be a thrower when he first came up.
Well, I think you get caught up by the success of a team and it carries over. Scotty McGregor's pitching well for them after having arm trouble early. Martinez, of course, having a good year. Mike Flanagan having another good year. And success seems to be contagious. We saw that last year when the Yankees started pounding the ball after the All-Star break. They just, a steamroller, kept going and going, and pretty soon they expected to win every ball game somehow, and the teams playing them expected to lose.
That's true. As so many years, just the name Yankees on the front of the NY team and say, well, they're going to get the break and we're going to lose to them. And they would.
Umpires are going to help them. Yeah. They're going to get the break. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to hit a long ball. Gets late, they'll trade for somebody to help them. All the things the other teams thought, negative thoughts toward themselves and positive thoughts toward the Yankees. And I think that's pretty important.
That is, and it's fallen right into place for the Baltimore Orioles. And I tell you, they've picked up so much on their attendance, and it's a strange thing. The club has just been sold to Edward Bennett Williams?
Yep.
And folks are a little worried down there that they might move some of the games to Washington, though they've been promised that none would be played in the nation's capital, but we'll have to wait and see about that.
You know, with all these glowing things we've been saying about Baltimore, baseball is a game in which you can never really tell. You never know what's going to happen. until, as Weaver said, until the other teams are mathematically eliminated.
That's Yogi's old saying, right? It's never over until it's over. And this one's just about ready to start.
Not too many games in the big leagues today. Kansas City playing at Toronto. There's no score there at the end of 1.5. California will play at Oakland later on, and Minnesota playing at Seattle. And only 2 games in the National League, night games. The Giants play at Los Angeles, and Atlanta plays at Cincinnati. Not much action.
You know, you've been saying all along, Bill White, that even when they were about 12 games out, that Kansas City was still going to win it. And now they are only 6.5 games behind in that tough Western Division of the American League.
Well, you look at everything. They usually come on later and put things together. They went through a lot of serious injuries. They lost Frank White for a while. They lost Al Cowens for a while. Rich Gale, that big right-hander, has had a sore shoulder.
And their pitching staff had not gelled.
Right. Denny Leonard was having trouble. Larry Gurra wasn't winning. Grabowski was getting booed. They had a very, very, very poor bullpen, but I think they're going to begin to put things together, and it seems that teams go through a period where they play bad baseball, they go through their injuries, and if you can go through it early, as the Yankees did last year, and get everybody healthy near the end of the year, that's a big plus.
That is important. And they've got one of the most exciting teams in baseball with all that speed. Willie Wilson, who can, it seems every time he gets on base, you look down at the stolen base, and he's got at least one. It's like that Omar Marino with Pittsburgh. Boy, he can fly.
Yeah, Marino spent the winter down in Alabama with Harry Walker. And Harry really improved his hitting. Last year, Marino hit around 200, and this year he's up around 300. Just a big change from one year to the next.
Unbelievable. All right, looks like Louisiana Lightning is just about ready to go, Bill White. And all the earmarks of another exciting ball game.
All right, Scooter, you mentioned the Orioles won 2 of the first 3. They beat the Yankees 1-0 on Friday night, 5-4 Saturday night. The Yankees using a 2-run home run by Greg Nettles yesterday to win by a score of 3-2. On the season series, out of 9 games, the Yankees have won 5 and the Baltimore Orioles 4. And Al Bumbry will lead off against Ron Guidry here in the top of the first. Game 4 and the final game of this 4-game series. Tommy John held Bumbry hitless yesterday. He was 0 for 4, and he lost his 15-game hitting streak. He's batting at .283, 4 home runs and 38 runs batted in. Nettles shortens up at third base with a left-handed hitter. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's in there, called strike. Baltimore in first by 6.5 over Boston, 11.5 over Milwaukee, and 15 over the Yankees. Guidry looking at it, Golden for sign. Rocks and deals the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good slider low and away. No balls and 2 strikes. Now Nettles backs up at third base. It'll be Bumbry, Garcia, and Ken Singleton against Ron Guidry. And listen to those fans. They want to strike out right away. Guidry's chalked up 126 strikeouts so far this year. Here's the 0-2. Chopped to first base, and Chambliss takes it, and he'll take it himself. 1 away. Bumbry bouncing out Chambliss on his distance. Setting the Yankees for you defensively, Greg Nettles is the third baseman, Bucky Dunn is the shortstop, Willie Randolph playing at second, and Chris Chambliss at first base. The outfield, Bobby Murcer out in left, Bobby Brown in center, and Reggie Jackson out in right. Brad Golden doing the catching. Here's Kiko Garcia, the shortstop. Garcia batting at .254, 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. He's a right-handed hitter. Slider swung on and missed. No balls in a strike. On deck is Ken Singleton. Garcia backs out. Now he gets back in. He's making his 20th start of the year, Ron Guidry. Slider swung on and missed. 2 strikes. It's his 23rd appearance. And he's won his last 3, following a 3-game losing streak. The first time in his career he had lost 3 in a row. Here's the 0-2 to Garcia. Swung on and missed. Got him with a good slider. Garcia goes down swinging for the second out. Strikeout number 127 for Ron Guidry.
Boy, these Yankee fans are unbelievable. Here they are, 15 games behind, and cheering like it's the race for the pennant.
Well, they know there's always hope.
Yep.
Ken Singleton. He's batting .302. Switch hitter in right-handed takes the strike. Nolan Ryan, by the way, leads the American League in strikeouts. He has 168. Of course, he hurt himself pitching against the Yankees here his last outing. The 0-1 to Singleton. Bounced right back to Guidry, who stabs it. Takes his time, throws on the Chambliss. Have got Singleton, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 1/2 inning of play, the Orioles nothing. The Yankees are coming up.
This is Army Orchard, noted showbiz reporter at Trice-Juron Ford Mercury Subaru's Route 50 showroom at exit 15 of the Northway. Crowds are gathering for Trice-Juron's annual end-of-summer clearance sale. Clark, why are you here?
Frankly, my dear, I need a new van.
Wonderful, Clark. You'll see LTDs, T-Birds, Cougars, Mercury Marquis, LTD2s, and Ford pickups.
Oh, I like pickups.
Yes, indeed, May. On sale at the factory invoice price and not $1 over.
Gee, that's the best deal around.
Right you are, Jack. And each Trice-Juron deal includes free polyglide coating for your new car. There's never been a better time to buy.
You can say that again.
There's never been a better time to buy.
He took me in my word. I guess the secret's out.
It's no secret. The biggest savings of the summer are yours during Trice-Juron's annual end-of-summer clearance sale.
I'll drink to that.
You probably will. Trice-Juron Ford Mercury Subaru on Route 50 at exit 15 of the Northway. Hurry, sale ends August 20th.
Jane, whatever you took for your hay fever isn't helping now.
Well, I took an antihistamine.
4-hour relief.
Well, that's not bad.
There's got to be something strong that works longer.
Contact.
Contact?
For hay fever?
Yes, Contact. Relieves more hay fever symptoms than the leading antihistamine and relieves them longer, up to 12 hours per capsule. Contact relieves more symptoms and relieves them longer.
Well, that beats what I'm taking.
Contact.
Take when needed, only as directed.
Well, the Orioles didn't score in the top of the first. Yankees batting here in the bottom of the first against Denny Martinez. It'll be Randolph, Murcer, and Chambliss against the tough right-hander. Martinez has won 14, lost 8 so far this year. He is 0-1 against the Yankees. An easy top of the first for Ron Guidry. He looked like the Ron Guidry of last year when he was 25-3. Got Bumbry on an easy bouncer, struck out Kiko Garcia, and got Singleton on a comebacker. Orioles set up with DeCinces at third base, Kiko Garcia as a shortstop, Rich Dower playing at second, and Eddie Murray at first base. The left fielder is Benny Ayala. The center fielder is Al Bumbry, and the right fielder Ken Singleton. Dave Skaggs giving Rick Dempsey a rest behind the plate. And on the mound, a pretty good breaking ball and a good fastball is right-hander Denny Martinez. He's had a little tough luck against the Yankees. In his career, he's won 1 and lost just 4. We gave you the standings of the first 4 teams in the East. In the West, California leads Texas by 3.5, Minnesota by 4. Kansas City, as Phil mentioned earlier, coming on a little better now. They're 6.5 back. And the Chicago White Sox 13.5 back. I read today, Phil, where Don Kessinger, when he talked to Bill Veeck the day he resigned, really had no thoughts about resigning. He just somehow started worrying about his family in Memphis and decided to quit.
Wow.
And there were reports that other teams might be interested in Don Kessinger as a player, as a backup player.
He could help a lot of teams in a race for the pennant.
And one of those teams mentioned the Chicago Cubs, for whom he originally played, and Bob Kennedy there said that we're doing pretty well the way we are. He denied the rumors that the Cubs might be interested in Kessinger.
Well, those things have a way of snowballing. You go in for one reason, and then maybe you get a little caught up in the emotion of everything, and
maybe you get pushed a little bit, too.
Well, that could happen, yes.
So Willie Randolph steps in against Dennis Martinez. Bottom of the first, no score in the ball game. In the National League East, Pittsburgh on top of Montreal by a half game. Chicago 4.5 back, and the Phillies swept by Pittsburgh over the weekend, 8 back. Cardinals 8.5 back. Mets 15.5 out there last in the East. Houston leads the West by 5 over Cincinnati. Here's the first pitch to Willie Randolph. And it's swung on, line center field. Bumbry can't get to it. He'll play it on the first top. So Randolph jumping on the first pitch from Dennis Martinez, singles sharply to center field.
That's got to shake a pitcher up. He throws his best fastball, and you hit a good line drive off it.
Now he mashed it to center. Here's Bobby Murcer. Boy, these fans are making a lot of noise. If the Yankees play the way the Yankees are behind them, they should do well the rest of the year. The way these fans are behind them. Bobby Murcer batting at .220. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. Martinez sets, checks Randolph. Pitches on the outside corner, strike 1 to Murcer. DeCinces in at third base. Murray holding on Randolph. Only with Snavers lead at first. The 1-strike pitch to Mercer. Slice foul, left side. That'll make the upper deck. No balls, 2 strikes. Bobby's been up and even 100 times as a Yankee. He has 22 base hits. 3 of those base hits doubles. No triples, no home runs. And as I mentioned, he has 5 runs batted in. Now DeCinces backs up a step at third. As Martinez looks over his left shoulder at Willie Randolph, edging off first base. Now the right-hander sets and throws to first base. Randolph back easily. On deck is Chris Chambliss. No score, playing the bottom of the first. A leadoff single by Willie Randolph. Now the stretch by Martinez. The 2-strike pitch to Murcer. Swung on and missed. Got him with a good breaking ball. So Murcer goes down swinging for the first out, and that'll bring on Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, after missing 8 games, came back yesterday and singled. His first time up, extending his hitting streak to 11 straight. He's batting .280 with 13 home runs and 43 runs batted in. A left-handed batter. Here's a set by Martinez. Throw the first base, and Randolph is back. Chambliss got 3 base hits yesterday before striking out in the 8th inning. Hit a single and 2 doubles, scored a run and drove in 1. Now Martinez taking plenty of time. Now he finally straddles the rubber and sets. Throw the first base, and Randolph has to dive back. Close.
If Murray had argued, Martinez would have been right over there arguing with him.
He started.
Yep.
Oriole infield back, looking for 2. Now the set. And the pitch. Misses outside, ball 1. Randolph faked going to second base. Skaggs jumped up quickly, but Randolph did not move. 1 ball and no strikes on Chris Chambliss. Randolph so far this year, 20 stolen bases and 27 attempts. Throw the first base, little lob toss, and Randolph back easily. The Yankees have turned 134 double plays so far this year. The Orioles 115. Another throw to first. This one a quick throw to first, and Randolph back, then falls down, calls time. You know who's umpiring at first base? That looks like Bill Haller.
Yep, it is.
All right. I don't know why I had Don Dinkinger there. Now the set. Randolph going. The pitch, a curveball is called strike, so the second will not be in time. Randolph has just stolen his 21st base.
It's amazing that he got such a great jump, Bill, after the way Martinez was holding him so close.
And he got a good pitch to steal on, too, Scooter, a curveball. So Randolph steals base number 21. He's down at second base with one away, and they count a ball and a strike on Chambliss. Kneeling on deck is Reggie Jackson. Martinez, a very deliberate pitcher, still looking for a sign. Still looking. Now he sets. Checks Randolph. Pitch to Chambliss. Swung on and missed. Fastball tailing away from Chris. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Mike Ferraro, the Yankee third base coach, and Yogi Berra coaching at first. We're just underway in the bottom of the first. No score. Willie Randolph down at second and one away. Here's a set. The 1-2 pitch to Chambliss. Curveball swung on and missed. Dropped by Skaggs, but he tags Chambliss before he can leave the batting box. So there are 2 outs. Randolph still at second base, and here's Reggie Jackson. Reggie has hit in 10 of his last 11 ball games. He's batting at .296 with 19 home runs and 58 runs batted in. Now Jackson decides to make Martinez wait a while. Reggie, the month of July, hit 8 home runs and drove in 24 runs. Career-wise, he has 359 home runs. Pitch to Jackson, swung on and missed. So far this year against Denny Martinez, Jackson is 1 for 3. That was a home run. Martinez taking plenty of time. Randolph, sort of stationary at second. Now he moves off the stride. And another half step. He's checked. The 0-1 to Jackson. Fastball misses inside. It's 1-1. On deck is Greg Nettles. Outfield playing Jackson more or less straight away with the center fielder Al Bumbry shaded up just a bit toward left center. The left side of the infield playing Jackson to pull the right side. Dower and Murray playing him straight away. Here's the 1-1 to Jackson. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
And he's challenging him with that fastball, Bill.
Yep. Now Jackson steps out and gets back in. Now the set by Martinez. He checks Randolph. And the 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside. 2-2. Martinez started off the mound. He's becoming a pretty good actor.
He is.
Ball was close on the outside edge, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Steve Palermo umpiring behind the plate. Don Jenkinger must be due for his vacation.
Yeah.
Martinez starts up, then backs off. And Jackson backs out. No score in the ball game. And it looks like we're going to be here a while if Martinez goes all 9. Because he's taking plenty of time. He bends forward looking for a sign. Still looking. Now he straightens. Checks Randolph at second. 2-2 pitch. Curveballs are called. Strike 3. Jackson caught looking as Denny Martinez strikes out the side after giving up a leadoff single to Willie Randolph. No runs, a base hit. Randolph left at second base at the end of 1. The Yankees nothing. The Baltimore Orioles nothing.
Here's a hot tip to help improve your fuel economy. AC Fire Ring Spark Plugs. If your car needs new spark plugs, ACs can help improve your performance and gas mileage. The reason? The AC Hot Tip heats up fast, fires hot, and helps resist fouling to help your car deliver smooth performance. AC Spark Plugs are original equipment on all new General Motors cars and trucks, and they're available for most other American-made vehicles and most imports. Go with spark plugs you can trust. AC Fire Ring Spark Plugs.
Grand Prix Tennis is coming to Vermont. Watch the world's top-ranked players in big-time action August 13th through the 19th at the English Leather Top-Notch at Stowe Tennis Grand Prix, sponsored by English Leather Men's Toiletries and the Howard Bank of Vermont. For tickets, call 862-9001. Out of state, call toll-free 800-451-3278. Write Grand Prix Tennis, Stowe, Vermont, or visit any Howard Bank office. The English Leather Tennis Grand Prix. It's a big one. Don't miss it.
40, love.
Here's another quick pitch for a Colonial from Louis Tiant. Louis, you've been around the league for a few years, and you've seen and heard a lot of baseball crowds. But don't you agree that the Yankee fans cheer the hardest and the loudest?
It's no surprising.
Why not?
They got two reasons to cheer.
The Yankees and?
Colonial Yankee fans.
Louis, did you just sneak in a quick pitch for the quality Franks with the taste that takes you out to the ball game?
Why not? Everybody like to be with a winner.
Let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
This is Yankee Country, 1460 WOKO-Albany.
So Steve Palermo goes out, makes believe he's inspecting the ball, as we get the okay from ABC to continue the ball game, Bill.
Eddie Murray stands in against Ron Guidry here in the top of the second. No score in the ball game. Murray, a switch hitter, in right-handed against Guidry, and takes low, ball one. Eddie batting at .291, 15 home runs and 63 runs batted in. Guidry struck out one in the first. He now has a total of 127 strikeouts. Here's the 1-0 to Eddie Murray. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. It'll be Murray, then Doug DeCinces, who normally hits Guidry well, and Lee May, the first three due batters for the Baltimore Orioles. Earl Weaver, before the series, said he'd like to come in and split. Well, he's already assured a split. He's won 2 of the first 3. 1-1 to Murray. Fastball on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. Now Murray backs out. And the Yankee fans begin their rhythmic applause, looking for the strikeout. Guidry rocks and deals a 1-2 to Murray. Swung on, chop, foul outside third base. Now it remains 1-2. So the count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Eddie Murray. There's a pretty good sized crowd on hand for this final game of the 4-game series. Here's the 1-2 to Murray. Too high, a fastball, 2-2.
Oh, that fastball really took off.
So far, the 3 games have gone 152,036. As Guidry wants a new ball. We've had crowds of 51,151, 46,407, 54,478 here yesterday. Total of 152,036. 2-2 pitch, fouled back and out of play off the right side. That's in the upper deck. And Ron Guidry gets new baseball. We're in the second inning, a scoreless ball game so far. Guidry's 2-2 pitch to Murray. Swung on, popped up right side in foul territory. Chris Chambliss over there in the coaching box. He's there and one-hands it for out number 1. Here's Doug DeCinces. DeCinces batting at .247. 8 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Here's the first pitch to DeCinces. Fastball is low, ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch to DeCinces. Slider gets the inside corner. It's 1-1 as DeCinces backed off. Now he turns and says something to home plate umpire Steve Palermo. And Guidry decides to take a walk. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes. The Orioles have hit 5 home runs this year against Yankee pitching, and Doug DeCinces has 2 of those. Here's the 1-2 to DeCinces. Called strike 3. Caught him looking. Guidry pitching him in tight. Run second strikeout, and there are 2 outs. And the batter's Lee May. Lee May batting at .279, 15 home runs and 56 runs batted in. Bobby Brown straightens up for May in center. Pitch to Lee May. Called strike. Guidry so far with excellent control. Vinny Martinez also shown some good control. The 1 strike pitch is swung on and missed. No ball, 2 strikes. These fans are going to have sore hands if Guidry continues to pitch this way. He's got just about 2 strikes on every Oriole hitter. Here's the 0-2. Just missed inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I couldn't believe Lee May striking out 4 times against Tommy John.
Tommy kept that sinker down and away on May.
Yeah.
Did a good job with it. Here's the 1-2 to May. Let's deep to left, but going back in the corner is Murcer. Leaps in. Does not get the ball. It bounces into the seats. It's a home run. That ball looked like it hit on top of the wall. Murcer got his glove up and hit something and bounced into the seats, way back in the seats. And Baltimore leads 1-0. Lee May has just hit his 16th home run of the year. Bobby Murcer, as we watch the replay here, made a great drive of the ball. Actually got his glove up over the top of the wall. Ball sailed over the glove, hit something, and bounced further up into the seats. Here's Benny Ayala, and he takes high, ball 1. He's been up 38 times as an Oriole, 9 base hits. 3 of those 9 base hits home runs, and 4 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch to Ayala. It's outside. It's 1-1. He's a right-handed batter. Now Guidry goes on the backside of the mound and gets some mud out of his spikes. Back up top now, looking in at Brad Golden is catching. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and popped foul, right side out of play. Golden coming back, but he'll run out of room. It's 2-1. Well, the big bopper, Lee May, got a high fastball and hit a line shot to deep left. Murcer thought he had a chance. He was playing him deep in left in the corner, leaped high up against the wall. The ball hit something and bounced way up in the seats. Here's the 2-1 to Ayala. Low, 3-1. On deck is Rich Dower, the second baseman. 3-1 pitch to Ayala. Swung on line, base hit left, coming in quickly. Murcer, he'll play it on the first top. And Ayala will hold it first. And the batter is Rich Dower, the second baseman. Dower takes a peek at his third base coach, Cal Ripken, before stepping in. He's batting at .260, 7 home runs and 47 runs batted in. Oh, Guidry bends forward for Stein. He sets. Pitch to Dower. Checks the swing, takes down low, ball one. Baltimore run on 2 hits. The Yankees no runs on 1. We're in the top of the second. Guidry sets. He checks, and the 1-0 pitch misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Now Guidry's ready. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, hit foul over the Yankee dugout. That's out of play. 2-1. White Sox come in tomorrow night. Their new manager, Tony La Russa. Here's a 2-1 to Rich Dower. Fouled back again. It's 2-2. That White Sox job's got to be a hot seat. Doby, first of all, lemon fire. Then Doby replacing him. He's fired. Kessinger replaced Doby this year. He's gone. A little over half a season. Now the set. 2-2 pitch to Dower. Swung on and fouled straight down off his left leg. Count remains 2-2. I'll let that disco disc jockey manage.
He might be run out of town after that fiasco out there.
Well, the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rich Dower. And now Guidry wants another baseball, and Steve Palermo, the home plate umpire, gives him one. Yankees back looking for 2. Check that. No, they don't need 2. They only need 1. They're 2 outs. Murray fouled out, and DeCinces struck out. There's a throw to first base, and Ayala gets back. Now Guidry's ready. And the pitch to Dower. Swung on and missed. Got him. 3rd strikeout for Ron Guidry. Orioles pick up a run on the home run by Lee May, and at the end of 1.5, the Orioles won, the Yankees nothing.
Green Mountain, home of the magnificent Greyhounds, is in full swing for another full season of breathtaking excitement. Greyhound racing right through December 2nd at the Good Time track. Post time Wednesday through Saturday at 7:45 p.m., Sundays and holidays at 1:30. If you've never seen the Greyhounds, you don't know what action is. These beautiful animals come roaring out of the starter's box, and it's anything goes. No jockeys, no sulkies, just bone muscle, dog against dog, bumping, skidding, and charging for the finish at nearly 40 miles an hour. You can bet regular win, place, and show, the double, or quinillas and trifectas on every race. Flirt with a fortune. At Green Mountain, Route 7, Pownell, Vermont, the Good Time track. Odds are you'll love it.
Another Super Green Mountain event coming up Sunday, August 19th. It's Old Fashioned Day with an all-banjo Dixieland band. Beer and hot dogs 15 cents each from noon to 1:15, followed by 15 exciting Greyhound races. Half-price admission, too. That's August 19th at Green Mountain Racetrack, Route 7, Pownell, Vermont.
It's a new Dial Morgan, and you're up and feeling new. It's a clean Dial Morgan, and that clean belongs to you. With a new day dawning, and your best is showing through. Start now clean, start now Dial, start now new.
There's no cleaner way to start a new day than Dial soap. With deodorant protection that gets you so clean you feel your best.
Start now clean, start now Dial, start now new.
Greg Nettles will leave off against Dennis Martinez here in the bottom of the second. Baltimore on the strength of a line home run into the left field seats by Lee May, their designated hitter. The Orioles lead 1-0. Martinez had a good first inning after giving up a leadoff smash to center field by Willie Randolph for a base hit. He struck out Murcer, Chambliss, and then Reggie Jackson. Greg Nettles batting at .253. His homer won yesterday's ball game for the Yankees. It was his 14th of the year. It's a 2-run shot. He now has 55 runs batted in. It's one to deep center. Going back is Bumbry. Fading a bit to right center. Waiting, and Bumbry makes the catch in deep right center. 1 away. Here's Jim Spencer, the designated hitter. Spencer Murcer batting at .278. He has 13 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Billy Martin using a lot of left-handed batters against Dennis Martinez. He's got Murcer, Chambliss, Jackson, Nettles, Spencer, switch hitting Bobby Brown, Brad Golden, all in a row. Sandwiched in between Willie Randolph leading off and Bucky Dent playing shortstop, batting ninth. Pitch to Spencer. Line center field right there. Those Bumbry backs up 2 steps and puts it away. 2 outs. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Here's Bobby Brown, the center fielder. Brown batting at .245. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. On deck is Golden. Brown, a switch hitter in left-handed against Martinez. And the pitch. Misses low and away, ball 1. One-0 pitch to Bobby Brown. Low, it's 2-0. Baltimore ahead, 1-0. Yankees batting in the bottom of the second. Martinez taking so much time. Brown backs out and time is called. Now Bobby Brown gets back in. And the 2-0 pitch. Low ball 3, 3-0. Those 3 big crowds against Baltimore. The Yankees are now averaging 33,519 through 53 days. Fastball is taken for called strike, 3-1. They average over 30,000 on the road. Bill mentioned Baltimore drawing better this year. They average 21,393 at home. 3-1 pitch to Brown. Line, base hit center field, just out of reach of a diving Kiko Garcia. Brown's going to gamble. The throw is not in time. That's great hustle by Bobby Brown. 2 base hits. That ball was just out of reach of the shortstop, Kiko Garcia, who dove for it. Al Bumbry, who plays the deep center field, really hustled on the ball, but Brown hustled from the plate, Scooter.
He is unbelievable, Bill. He can accelerate between first and second. He just took off. They're showing it on the big screen now in replay, and he goes into second hard.
He takes that strange way, or that strange lead off second base. He stands behind second, maybe about 4 or 5 yards as the pitcher sets and gets his sign. Then he walks in toward the pitcher as he takes his lead. Here's Golden. Pitch to Golden. Swung on and missed. Brown, a good gambling double down at second base with 2 outs. You count no balls and a strike on Brad Golden. Golden's been up 6 times as a Yankee, a base hit, a double. Here in the series. The 1-strike pitch. Bounce, broken bat bouncer towards short. Dug out by Garcia. Off balance throw to first base. They've got Golden. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 base hit, and a man left on base. We played 2. Baltimore leads 1-0.
Lafayette, Lafayette, what you want is what you get.
Folks will tell you right off, there just isn't a better place to buy hi-fi equipment, auto sound, CB, or anything else electronic than Lafayette Radio. Not only does Lafayette feature the great names, Advent, Kenwood, Technique, Pioneer, Bearcat, Sanyo, and more, but you can get this equipment at the best prices in town. See the white pages for the Lafayette near you.
Lafayette, we are here.
That's a lot of hay you got piled outside of your garage, Ted. What's it for?
Better gas mileage. I'm getting better gas mileage.
Oh, I see. Your car runs on hay. Very clever.
Well, not exactly. Down, big boy, down.
Tell me, Fred, how many horsepower has this new economy job got?
Oh, about 1.
Oh, about 3 years old?
Yeah, around that.
He bought a horse. Fred, you bought a horse to get better mileage?
That's the picture.
What do you get, 7 miles to a bushel?
People do some funny things to get better mileage, but at Golf, we'd like you to know that there are some things you can do that aren't so funny, just smart. like switching to a multi-grade oil at your next oil change, because a multi-grade oil can get you better mileage than a single grade. Another thing that can help you get better mileage is your nose. That's right. Sniffing out a gas leak could wind up saving you plenty, and that ain't hay. That's smart. Because at Gulf, we think it's smart to get the most out of the gas you buy and the place you buy it. So drive smart.
Decided to take out your flower bed, huh, Fred?
Well, no. Why do you ask, Bert?
Your new car is eating it.
Oh.
Well, the Birds lead it 1-0. We told you every game has been a thriller here. Every game has been decided by one run so far. Baltimore won the first game 1-0. Second game 5-4. The Yankees won the next game 3-2. And right here, the Birds lead 1-0 in the third. Bill?
All right, Scooter, and the Birds are batting with Dave Skaggs, their catcher. Skaggs giving Dempsey a rest. Rick Dempsey had caught the first 3 ball games here against his former teammates. Skaggs, like Dempsey, a right-handed hitter, batting at .221, no home runs, and 6 runs batted in. We'll get back up top with Al Bumbry next, and Kiko Garcia following Bumbry. We're in the third. 1-0 Baltimore over the Yankees as Skaggs takes the strike. Guidry has struck out 3 so far. So has Dennis Martinez. Struck out the side in the first after giving up a base hit to Willie Randolph. Skaggs, a high chopper to third. Nettles over his off his glove out in the left center field. Skaggs starts to gamble, but he'll hold as Murcer gets the ball in quickly. A high chopper to the left of Nettles somehow hit off his webbing and went over Dent's head and out into left. So Skaggs gets a base hit. Here's Al Bumbry. And we just get a note that Skaggs usually catches Dennis Martinez. Something like Steve Carlton and Timmy McCarver.
Yeah.
Although they get away with that this year. Pitch to Bumbry. He squares and bunts foul back up on the screen. Good riding fastball from Guidry, and Bumbry bunted up on the screen just under us. No balls and a strike. Bumbry's been up once, bounced to first. Nettles looking for the bunt at third base. He's in on the grass, and Chambliss holds on Skaggs at first, and he releases. Now Guidry sets. Bumbry squares and bunts and misses. No balls, 2 strikes. This bunted through a slider. This is what the Orioles do best, Scooter. Normally, get the runner over. It's good, basic baseball. They get ahead and try to score a run at a time. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Misses low and away. Nice scoop by Brad Golden. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Al Bumbry. Guidry with 3 strikeouts has 129. Nolan Ryan leads the American League with 168. Now Guidry calls time. He wants new baseball. Nettles back up at third base. To set. 1-2 pitch. Slow bouncer back to Guidry. He's got it, throws a second for the force, but there's no play back at first as Bumbry beats it.
And right now, 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
1460 WOKO. Capital District weather, clear and cool tonight. Low 52. Tomorrow, sunny, low humidity, another beautiful day, high 83. Back to sultry weather on Wednesday. Today's high was 83 degrees. Currently, it's 73.
So Bumbry bounced back to Guidry, and Guidry got the ball to Bucky Dent for the force. Dent's throw back to first was not in time to get Bumbry. So here's Kiko Garcia, and a throw to first base, and Bumbry's back. 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Baltimore, top of the third. Now Guidry sets. Goes again to first base, and Bumbry back easily. Bumbry bounces off first. He's checked. Pitch to Garcia. Hit foul. Upper deck right side. You know, Phil Bunbury looks as though he might have lost half a step between home plate and first base, but he's stolen 25 bases this year for Baltimore.
All right.
He's been caught 11 times. And Guidry goes to first base again. Bunbury back easily. Baltimore has a run on 3 hits. The Yankees no runs on 2. The only scoring the ball game, a home run by Lee May. Another throw to first, and Bunbury's back. May hit that homer last inning with 2 outs. His 16th home run of the year. Nobody on base. Now Guidry sets. And they have him picked off. Chambliss chased him towards second. And throw it, then tags him. Chambliss with 3 or 4 fakes. Finally, he got Bunbury stopped and then tagged him about 10 yards from second base.
How about that? Guidry, very persistent, kept throwing over there, and he doesn't have the best move in the world at first base, but Bunbury trying to get a little extra start, got picked off. Although they count that caught stealing.
Caught stealing, Guidry to Chambliss. Chambliss with a long run towards second. Now the 1-strike pitch to Garcia is high and away. It's 1-1.
Well, that's a great play, as you've mentioned, Bill. No throws, less chance to make an error. Keep faking the throw and bluffing. Get that runner to stop, and you got him.
1-1 pitch to Garcia. Fouled back up against the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. Garcia struck out in the first. Guidry's first strikeout. He's also gotten to Sensei and Rich Dower for a total of 3. He rocks, kicks, and deals a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Once again, Garcia going after a bad pitch low and in. Golden dropped the ball but tagged him. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base through 2.5. The Orioles lead the Yankees 1-0.
After Wendy's hot and juicy hamburger, don't forget the Frosty. After Wendy's hot and juicy with cheese, don't forget the Frosty. After Wendy's rich and meaty chili, don't forget the Frosty. Frosty dairy dessert is Wendy's only dessert, and with good reason. Frosty is not a thick shake. It's a cool and creamy treat that could make you forget you ever loved ice cream. Half chocolate, half vanilla, all dairy. You might forget an anniversary, you might forget a birthday, but don't forget the Frosty.
Did you forget the Frosty?
No. I forgot the hamburgers. Frosty dairy dessert, only at Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers.
Wendy's, 1335 Central Avenue, 741 New Loudon Road, Latham, 3 Clifton Country Road, across from the Clifton Country Mall, and Glenville.
Avon's the #1 way of looking good.
America, you've made Avon the #1 beauty company. And Avon would like to say thanks with a Thanks America fragrance offer. Choose any one of 8 of America's most popular fragrances in special size Thanks America bottles for just 75 cents. And that's only part of Avon's 6-week Thanks America celebration.
Thanks America, you never look so good.
Well, Bucky Dent will lead off for the Yankees, bottom of the 3rd. Baltimore leads 1-0. It's the final game of this 4-game series. The Orioles have won 2 of the first 3. Yankees won yesterday on a 2-run home run by Greg Nettles. Off left-hander Mike Flanagan as Tommy John won his 15th. Bucky Dent takes a curve for a strike. John becomes the first American leaguer to win 15. He's 15-6. Flanagan now 14-7. 1-strike pitch to Dent. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Willie Randolph on deck. Yankees got a single from Randolph leading the ball game off and a double from Bobby Brown with 2 outs last inning. Both people left stranded. 2-strike pitch. Called strike 3. Caught Bucky looking. Strikeout number 4 for Dennis Martinez. This is not Tippy. Tippy, the left-hander. The Orioles acquired a trade with the Yankees. They used him out of the bullpen. Dennis, a right-hander. Willie Randolph singled to center in the first on the first pitch of the ball game and stole second. His 21st stolen base of the year. The extra Yankees went down on strikes. Bobby Murcer, who's on deck, Chris Chambliss, and Reggie Jackson. Martinez still taking a lot of time. Looks like he's got something in his eye. Time is called now. Steve Palermo, the home plate umpire, walking out toward the mound, and Ralph Salvon, the trainer, jogging out. There's a break in the action here in the bottom of the third. The Orioles won, the Yankees nothing.
This is Mel Allen. When you have to ship a package down to the minors, you don't have to use the minor league air freight company. That's because Emory doesn't go just to major league cities. They also go to minor league cities. Emory, the Air Force and Air Freight.
So evidently something's in the left eye of Dennis Martinez.
I used to hate that when the trainer would come out and get that little piece of wood and twirl part of your...
That cotton swab. What do they call it? A little
Q-tip.
Q-tip.
Yeah. Roll it back and it feel like your eyeball's going to drop out.
Well, let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
The home of the world champion New York Yankees. 1460 WOKO Albany.
Well, evidently, whatever had been in the left eye of Denny Martinez has been gotten out. Salvon rumbles back to the Oriole bench. And here's the first pitch to Willie Randolph. Called strike, slider on the knees on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Gonna have me another race, Scooter. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back. Ralph Salvon and Herm Schneider.
Oh, yeah, I got in a lot of trouble one time saying Herb Schneider coming out looked like a bowl of Jell-O.
Oh, you didn't say
Yes, I did, and everybody in Syracuse got furious.
Well, I would have gotten mad. That was me sending you those cards.
But he's taken off a lot of weight, a lot of Jell-O since then.
0-2 pitch. Low and away, 1-2. Herm used to be here helping Yankee trainer Gene Monahan, and he's fortunately for him, he got the job as head trainer with the Chicago White Sox. Here's a 1-2 to Willie Randolph. Fouled back, check swing. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the third, 1 out, nobody on. Baltimore ahead 1-0 over the Yankees. On deck, Bobby Murcer. Martinez gets new ball. And the 1-2 to Randolph. Backs him off inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, one thing, there's nobody on the ball club that works as hard as a trainer.
No, they're out here early and they stay late.
Especially with all the injuries all the teams have had this year. As Martinez starts up, Randolph backs out. Now Willie gets back in. And here's the 2-2 delivery. Curveball, chopped foul outside of third. Let's see. Boston's lost Fisk most of the year. Baltimore's lost Palmer.
Milwaukee's had Heisel just...
Heisel's gone most of the year. Don Money. They lost Cooper for a while. Here's a 2-2 to Willie Randolph. Swung on, chopped wide of third, dug out by DeCinces. Throws on the first. They've got Randolph for out number 2. Yankees have had a long injury list.
A lot of people forget, and even we forget once in a while. Don Gullett.
He hasn't thrown a ball all year in competition.
Nope.
Gossage.
Oh, a long time.
Beatty. Munson for a while, off and on.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a pitch to Bobby Murcer. Misses outside, ball 1. Baltimore ahead 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on in the third inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Bobby Murcer. Swung on and popped foul, left side out of play. Skaggs gives chase, but it'll go back in the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bobby Murcer. Two outs, nobody on base. Baltimore leading 1-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Murcer. High, 2-1. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Curveball hit deep to right, going back to Singleton, but he's there on the edge of the warning track and makes the catch for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down. At the end of 3, the Orioles won, the Yankees nothing.
Say, when you have to get a small package somewhere in a hurry, call Purolator Courier. Purolator will pick up your package before the close of the business day, and they'll deliver it practically anywhere in the country by the following morning. And because Purolator is the only national courier offering overnight delivery service on the ground as well as in the air, you'll pay considerably less than you used to. So next time you need a next morning delivery, call Purolator Courier, located throughout the tri-state area.
And now, here's to all the folks behind the scenes who make the bats and balls and bases and batting cages. To all you hard-working fans, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. For being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through. This Bud's for you.
Yeah, it takes a lot of pride, craftsmanship, and hard work to equip a professional baseball team. So here's to those who work hard so the Yankees can play hard. Just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Through 3 innings of play here at Yankee Stadium, the Orioles have 1 run on 3 base hits. That 1 run, a home run by Lee May, his 16th of the year. The Yankees, no runs on 2 base hits. We're getting ready to play the 4th. And here to take you over the next 3, the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto.
All right, William. And we've got another squeaker going. Ken Singleton will lead it off. He bounced back to the box his first time up. Guidry had retired the first 5 men in a row before Lee May, with 2 strikes on him, hit that line drive home run. And now Singleton steps out. Back in again. We're ready to go. And Guidry into the windup. His pitch, check swing, and they asked the first base umpire. He did not swing ball 1. Good slider down low. Young Brad Golden requested a call from the first base umpire, but Bill Haller said no, he did not swing. Singleton batting .301. Outstanding year. And that ball hit the corner 1 mile. Frank Messer slipping in to join me in the radio booth.
Oh, good evening, Phil.
Beautiful evening. Swing and a miss at a good slider, a ball and 2 strikes.
Had a few violent thunderstorms around the area, but it cooled things off a bit.
I tell you, we landed maybe 5 minutes in time to miss that thunderstorm. Struck him out on a good slider down low. So Ron Guidry picks up his 5th strikeout of the ball game. And it will bring up Eddie Murray, who popped to first his first time up. When I got back to the house, there were several limbs blown off the trees of my house. I'm sure you passed some along the way.
I think you had it down in your part of Jersey a little rougher than we had it up here in the more northern part of Jersey.
Man. Murray takes the ball low and away.
But it has left us air clear and cooler.
Oh,
beautiful day is forecast for tomorrow night.
All right, if it's anything like it is right now, it'd be beautiful. On the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. One nothing, Baltimore leading, top of the 4th. And time is called as Guidry had started his windup. The kick and the pitch, he held up. It's 2 balls and a strike. One out, nobody on. Murray batting .290, and off the glove of Golden back to the screen. 3-1.
On the scoreboard, Scooter, John Mayberry's 16th home run of the year still holding up. Toronto leads Kansas City 3-0 now at the end of 5.
All right, the 3-1 delivery. High foul. That'll be out of play. Chambliss chasing it, but it's back into the seat.
Giants and the Dodgers are scoreless at the end of 2.5. Woodson and Huff. Charlie Huff starting that ball game. Cincinnati leads Atlanta 2-1 at the end of 2.5 innings.
All right, the Yankee fans want another strikeout. Told you Guidry has 5 on the young evening. This is the 4th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The payoff pitch. Struck him out. Slider right in on the hand. Strikeout number 6 for Guidry. Guidry now with 132 strikeouts on the year. That brings up Doug DeCense, who struck out his first time up. 1 fastball, Frank, that Guidry tried to get by Lee May and didn't do it.
That's right. He got the fastball out that May jumped on him.
And DeCense hits a ground ball to Nettles. Gregg up with it. Over to first in time. 1, 2, 3 inning. And at the end of 3.5, Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer who takes pride in your work, you know how important it is to use good quality tools like the ones you'll find at True Value hardware stores. There you'll find their exclusive line of professional quality master mechanic hand tools and accessories, like the 21-piece 3/8-inch regular and deep socket set for just $33.95. The set includes an 8-inch ratchet, 6-point and 12-point sockets, extensions, and more, all in a fitted case. True Value hardware stores also offer the 36-piece tap and die set for just $27.95. Use this set to repair bruised or damaged threads on nuts and bolts, or make new ones on pipes and rods. The cutting edges are hardened and tempered to wear better and stay sharper longer. See the complete selection of quality master mechanic hand tools and accessories only at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. And save gas. You won't have to drive far for your hardware and houseware needs. If you're looking for value, service, and selection, you'll find them nearby at any one of the more than 5,000 True Value hardware stores and home centers nationwide.
Wherever you go to find a good time, you're gonna find me there.
Sipping the beer on the beach,
or in the morning while I fix my hair.
Hurry to work, that's not your style. Got to go, we're gonna make you smile. Okay, country, your kind of country, a real part of your day. WOKO.
Well, tomorrow night, every youngster 14 or under who comes out here to Yankee Stadium for the Yankee White Sox game will get a batting helmet that looks just like the ones the Yankee players wear. Tomorrow night, batting helmet night, be an 8 o'clock ball game, the Yankees and the Chicago White Sox. Bill?
All right, Chris Chambliss has an 11-game hitting streak. It's the longest by any Yankee this year. Chris struck out his first time up. Outside ball one from Dennis Martinez. Yankees trail 1-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth. On deck, Reggie Jackson. Martinez kicks, delivers it outside, 2-0. Singleton plays the deep right field here at the stadium. Now the 2-0 delivery. Ground ball towards the middle and up with it. Dower, nice play, nice throw, one away. Off balance throw to first base. One man out. And now Reggie Jackson. Reggie struck out his first time up. Reggie still with those 359 homers, tied with Johnny Mize. He needs 2 more to catch up with the great Joe DiMaggio at 361. All right, Martinez. No windup. The pitch to Reggie. Foul back to the screen. What a cut he had, and then Reggie dropped the bat. He had his pitch about belt high right over the plate. On deck, Greg Nettles. Time is called. Jackson knocking a little mud out of his spike shoes. Outfield really deep on Reggie in left, center, and right. And the 1-strike pitch low, 1-1. Gets the sign from Skaggs. And the 1-1 pitch, high and away, 2-1. Neither pitcher has walked a man in the ballgame. They both have excellent control, Frank.
They have. They've both been challenging the hitters. They haven't been nibbling at the corners. Henry can challenge with that slider of his. It will nibble sometimes, but it isn't intentional.
No. And Martinez keeps challenging Jackson with the fastball. The 2-1 pitch, that's an off-speed pitch, but it's high, 3-1. On deck, Greg Nettles. The 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4, and just as we're talking about the good control, the first walk of the ball game. And it will bring up Greg Nettles. And Frank, Greg said that in yesterday's ball game was the first time he could grip the bat and not, feel like he didn't have a good grip on it.
Oh, that's very true. And Greg's looking around this way as if he heard you say that.
No, the ABC had a light over there.
Oh, is that what it was?
Trying to take a picture of Cosell, but they need more than one light. And they made him turn it off. All right, 1 man out. So Nettles, who had the game-winning home run in yesterday's ball game, is up there. He lined to center field his first time up.
He just missed one there. He got under that ball a little bit.
Martinez sets, and the pitch down low gets away, and Jackson will go to second. The throw, they're going to get him. Holy cow! The ball bounded high in the air. Skaggs turned all the way around. It hit the ground, bounced right back in his glove, and Reggie, who hesitated a moment, is thrown out at second base.
Shortstop Garcia tagged him out, and I think Garcia got spiked a little bit on the play, but he's all right. That
had to be very surprising for Reggie, and Skaggs got a big break. He blocked the ball well, but lost it momentarily. Turned completely around, and it hit the ground, bounced right into his glove. 1 ball, no strikes on Nettles. Curve is high, 2-0. On deck, Jim Spencer. The 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3, 3-0. Bill Martinez, who had pinpoint control, walked Jackson, and now a 3-0 count on Nettles. The 3-0 pitch, he swings. They gave him the green light, but he fouled it back in the upper deck, 3-1.
Hey, this kid Skaggs is a good defensive catcher, Bill. The Orioles have an excellent backup man for Dempsey in Skaggs.
He is an excellent receiver. It seems like he always hits against the Yankees. He's not hitting for a high average.
He's a good fielding catcher. He's made only 4 errors in his first 2 big league seasons. He was among the leaders in the International League his year down there.
So important.
That was despite a broken bump.
The 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4, and Nettles walked. So back-to-back walks, except Jackson got caught trying to go to second. What looked like a sure wild pitch, but a good play by Skaggs. And now Jim Spencer. Spencer lined hard to center field his first time up. So Nettles at first with 2 men out. And a curve outside, ball 1. The sensei walks over to say something to Martinez. Baltimore leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Martinez sets right under his chin, and the pitch, line drive, 1 hop. Nice play by Dower, and throws him out. A sinking 1-hopper to Rich Dower. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 4, it's Baltimore 1 and the Yankees 0.
Lafayette, Lafayette, what you want is what you get.
Folks will tell you right off, there just isn't a better place to buy hi-fi equipment, auto sound, CB, or anything else electronic than Lafayette Radio. Not only does Lafayette feature the great names, Advent, Kenwood, Technique, Pioneer, Bearcat, Sanyo, and more, but you can get this equipment at the best prices in town. See the white pages for the Lafayette near you.
Lafayette, we are here.
Oh, that's a beautiful car, Fred.
Thanks, Bert.
Power steering, power brake,
Right again.
a mast going through the roof.
Guess you want to know about that, don't you, Bert?
Good old Fred. Not everybody would put a sail on his car.
You want to throw me a line over here, Bert?
Pretty soon you're going to tell me why you did it, Fred.
I am using the air to get better mileage.
Air can get you better mileage, as long as it's in your tires. At Gulf, we found that the right tire pressure can save enough gas in a year to take the average family an extra 1,000 miles. Also, check your engine supply of air. That means an air cleaner that's clean and an air intake that's free of obstructions. These things don't cost a lot, but they can get you better mileage. And that's smart, because at Gulf, we think it's smart to get the most out of the gas you buy and the place you buy it. So drive smart.
Sure runs quiet, Fred.
Thanks.
Sails right along. Why don't we check the tires at that Gulf station on the other side of the tunnel?
Tunnel?
We'll be going to the 5th inning here at Yankee Stadium. And Lee May, whose home run is the difference in this ball game, will lead off, to be followed by Benny Ayala and then Rich Dower. And as Phil told you a few moments ago, the only mistake Guidry has made was that fastball that Lee May lined just into the left field seats for his 16th home run of the year. The Orioles lead at 1-0.
All right, Frank. And they're still not quite ready, and now they are. As Steve Palermo gets, nope, they're not quite ready. They have not waved the show. There are those lights on again in the ABC booth. And listen to the fans getting on those huckleberries over there. Put the light out. Okay. And now we're ready to go. As Guidry kicks and delivers high outside, ball one. Time is called. Be a little delay in the ball game, and while we have a delay, Frank Messer, and the game will be held up, the Yankees have had a traumatic 4 days since, actually 5 days since a terrible crash with Thurman Munson, and you go through all that agony, and then today, you and I, along with the rest of the team, flew to Canton for the services. And the family, very upset.
Yes, and really, Phil, my only thoughts now can be with Diane and the 3 Munson children. And I know that the thoughts and prayers of Yankee fans everywhere will be with Diane.
Absolutely. You know, it might sound a little corny, but we have the most beautiful full moon tonight. And the crowd enjoying whatever's going on right now, but as they say, it might sound corny, but to me, it's some kind of like an omen. The moon and Thurman Munson both ascending up into heaven. I just can't get it out of my mind. I just saw that full moon, and it just reminded me of Thurman, and that's it.
Well, I know that the Munson family appreciated the fact that all of the Yankee players, many of the wives, showed up in Canton today for the services, and a lot of the wives stayed to offer what comfort that they could to Diane. Some who knew her well, others who did not know her that well.
I tell you, George Steinbrenner did a wonderful thing. I mean, he chartered the jet for the Yankees to fly up there, and then I understand he had to charter another jet to go up there and pick the Yankee wives who were up there and bring them back down again.
Well, Diane Munson had requested that as many of the wives stay that could to comfort not only her but the rest of the family. And the wives, the Yankee players' wives, said they would stay, and it was a very fine gesture on Mr. Steinbrenner's part to arrange transportation over and above the group of us that went up this morning and returned en masse.
All right, Frank. Lee May is up there now, and the count is 2 balls, no strikes. And that's always a tough break for a pitcher when the game is delayed and he's got to sit around, cool off. And May lines one in the corner and left. And fair ball, he called it. He kind of delayed calling that ball fair or foul. And Murcer played the carom well. May slid into second with a double. And I don't know whether that fooled Murcer or not, Frank.
I'm not sure. Bobby played the ball, I think, as well as he could. The ball disappears from our line of sight here in the broadcast booth when it does go down into the corner like that. But you just mentioned something else, Phil, that's so important, that a delay in the game, an unnecessary delay that we just had, it has nothing to do with television.
No.
Let me add that. It was not a television delay. It was something else happening on the field. But that does. It upsets a pitcher's rhythm. His arm tends to tighten up just that little bit. But his rhythm, his concentration is upset more than anything else.
Absolutely. And remember, it happened to Catfish in that 5-4 ball game. There's a bouncer to second base. Good play by Ayala as he gets the runner over to third base with only 1 out. He sacrificed the time at bat to move May to third. Remember when Earl Weaver came out and argued, and everybody was arguing, and then finally they had to take Catfish out.
And I think it was the delay certainly affected there. Arguments are part of baseball, and Earl, of course, had his own version of it. Billy had his version of it. The players involved had their version of it. And I'm sure the umpires had their own.
All right, the infield is in, and a fly ball down the right field line, curving foul, and back in the seats out of play. Rich Dow struck out his first time up, the batter. Baltimore leading 1-0 in the top of the fifth. May at third, and the Yankee infield in. Guidry winds, and the curved fly ball right field. It's deep. But no, now Jackson comes in, makes the catch, throw to the plate. It's going to be close, and he's safe. Man, a very close play. They throw to third, touch the bag, and he did not lead too soon. And Baltimore leads 2-0. Looked like Reggie slipped momentarily out there, Frank.
Outfield is very wet from the rain this afternoon, and Reggie did. He wanted to set himself, make the catch on the run in, but his first step back, he slipped as he tried to plant the foot and then charge in on the ball. He did get a relatively strong throw into the plate, but I have seen Reggie make stronger throws.
All right, so Baltimore in front 2-0 now with 2 out. The batter, Dave Skaggs, who singled his first time up and takes the ball inside. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Birds, no runs on 2 hits for the Yankees. The 1-0 pitch, outside, 2-0.
Big play by Dower, but the biggest play still is that of Ayala, moving May from second over to third, where he was able to score on the rather routine fly ball.
That's the way that Earl Weaver has his team play. Pick up that run here and a run there. Next pitch outside, 3-0 the count.
Another thing you notice about the Oriole team, when the bell rings, they're all on the field for pregame practice.
Yes, they are. Strike one, 3-1. That's important because they're there for pregame practice and they're ready for the ball game. The 3-1 pitch, foul back, 3-2.
That's a strict rule with Earl Weaver. He said there are no exceptions. When the bell rings, they're supposed to be on the field. Everybody goes on the field.
All right, the payoff pitch. Foul, that's back out of play. Lands on the screen and back on home plate.
I was talking to Earl about that yesterday, and he said there have been occasions where he's had players that would not adhere to the rule, but he said he explains to them why. And he said that's the rule, and he said he's never really had any trouble with it.
All right, there's a foul that might be playable. Golden coming back near the screen and makes the catch. Nice play by the rookie. But Baltimore picks up a run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left. And at the end of 4.5, Baltimore 2 and the Yankees nothing.
Well, you had an excellent deal. There's no 2 ways about it on the Dodge truck.
Your Dodge dealer says there's never been a better time to make a deal. This is what Marie Tomry of Riverside, California had to say about her deal on a Dodge pickup.
We shopped around Ford, Chevy, went all over, and we found Dodge was the best buy. I mean, really, that's true. And the Dodge people even went out of their way.
And listen to Dennis Teague of Memphis, Tennessee.
I got the best price on the truck for Dodge. I got quite a bit off the manufacturer's price on it. Yeah, I think I got a good deal. Got more truck for the money, so I'm real satisfied with the deal.
Your Dodge dealer is clearing inventories. Everything must go now. Get the best selection, immediate delivery, and the year's best deals on exactly the Dodge pickup you want. Equipped as you want it. The time to buy is now. While your Dodge dealer says, we've got the trucks, and they've all got to go. So let's make a deal.
I got the best price on the truck for Dodge. I'm getting the most truck for the money.
The Dodge was the best buy.
There's a new kind of luxury car at Fred Carl's New Salem Garage. It's roomy and well-appointed, but it also offers front-wheel drive and excellent fuel economy. It's the new Saab 900 series, the perfect combination of luxury and performance. Fuel injection, rack and pinion steering, radial tires, a plush interior. It all comes together to give you the power and handling of a sports car and the comfort of a luxury sedan. Test drive one at Fred Carl's New Salem Garage, where Route 85 and 85A meet.
WOKO.
All right, here's that exciting Bobby Brown. And Bobby checks his swing on a high fastball, ball one. He hit what appeared to be a routine single, Frank, and all of a sudden he's sliding into second.
That's right, and beat it into a double. First step out of the batter's box very often decides the difference in a single and a double.
That it does. Pitch to Brown, high fly, straight away center field. Bunbury is there and makes the catch, one out. And we'll take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
Another World Championship season for the New York Yankees on WOKO-Albany.
All right, here he is. Not to be mixed up with the hot dog kid. Brad Golden. Down low, ball one.
You know, strangely enough, I was told when he first reported to the Columbus Club, he had requested that his name be called Goulden. And we have been calling it Goulden until we find out now he wants it Golden.
Uh-huh. There's been so many ball players who have crossed this up. After calling him by one pronunciation for so many years, all of a sudden they want to change it. I think Tony Dorsett had a lot to do with that. The 2-0 pitch. Low, ball three, 3-0. So Martinez walked 2 men in the 4th inning. He's behind 3-0 here to Golden with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees trail 2-0. And the pitch, strike called, 3-1. On deck, Bucky Dent. Left hand hitting Brad Golden swings and misses. 3-2. Full count on the young catcher. Martinez. Ready, and the payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit, center field. So the youngster hung with it. Didn't give in on 3-2. Lines the single to center. 3rd hit for the Yankees. And now Bucky Dent. Bucky was called out on strikes his first time up. On deck, Willie Randolph. Golden putting on the golf glove, which is not a bad idea when you're on base. You got to slide. And the pitch to Bucky popped up. The second baseman, Dower, back in shallow right field and makes the catch, 2 men out.
They've been talking about players changing the pronunciation of their names. I was just trying to think of a first baseman, and it came to me. Jim Gentile started his career as Jim Gentile.
Gentile, right. And that was a big switch. Boy, he could hit that ball, but he could never hit Whitey Ford.
Never in his life. I saw Whitey strike him out 4 times in the ball game one night. The 4th time he struck him out, they tossed him his glove from the dugout to go to first base. He swung and he missed.
All right, Willie Randolph up with 2 out. Yankees trail 2-0. Outside, ball 1. Willie has single, stolen a base, and bounced to 3rd. On deck, Bobby Murcer. Dennis Martinez sets. And a line drive, but right at the center field of Bunbury, backing up and makes the catch. Ball hit well. No runs, a hit, no errors. A man left, end of 5. Baltimore 2, the Yankees nothing.
Here's a hot tip to help improve your fuel economy. AC Fire Ring Spark Plugs. If your car needs new spark plugs, ACs can help improve your performance and gas mileage. The reason? The AC hot tip heats up fast, fires hot, and helps resist fouling to help your car deliver smooth performance. AC spark plugs are original equipment on all new General Motors cars and trucks, and they're available for most other American-made vehicles and most imports. Go with spark plugs you can trust. AC Fire Ring Spark Plugs.
Hey, here's to the bus driver who gets us there, rain or shine.
This bus for you. You're working hard all day just like you always do.
I'm a bus driver. I used to work in a factory and I just wanted to be outside. Well, I like to travel. I like seeing things. I like people. You'd be surprised about the people you can meet on a bus that you never saw before, and everybody can just have a good time. Some buses you can get and all the people be happy. Yeah, I feel responsible. How's that? Once you pull off this dock with a load of people, it's your ball game. This is the type of job that you want. You got to accept the responsibility to go along with it.
This bus for you.
Hey, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
7 months pregnant, and now I get hemorrhoids.
Well, I got them when I was expecting, sis.
What'd you do?
Use Preparation H. Many find it gives temporary relief from flare-ups. The special ingredients relieve pain and itch.
Sounds like real medicine.
Even helps shrink swollen, inflamed hemorrhoidal tissue.
I'll try it.
Check your doctor before using any medicine. Hi, how goes it today?
Great, thanks to you and Preparation H.
Preparation H relieves pain and itch, helps shrink swelling. Use only as directed.
Well, lest any Jim Gentile fans get mad at me, Scooter, let me give him his due. He did strike out a lot against Whitey Ford, but he also set an American League record and tied a Major League record in 1961 when he hit 5 Grand Slam home runs.
Oh, he could hit that baseball. All right, Al Bunbury lines one to left center field, a base hit. They're going to have to hurry to hold him to one. Brown up with it, but Bunbury's going to be in with a stand-up double. So Bunbury, who had his hitting streak stopped yesterday and was 0 for 2 tonight, doubles in the left center field. Base hit number 5 for the Birds.
He had hit in 15 straight until it was stopped yesterday by Tommy John. Jim Gentile also set a Major League record by hitting consecutive bases-loaded home runs. That was out in Bloomington, Minnesota.
All right.
Didn't hit him off the same pitcher. He hit one off Pete Ramos and one off Paul Giel.
All right. Now, Garcia has struck out twice, and you can bet they're going to move him over one way or the other. Garcia squares the bunt and bunts foul in back of the plate. Strike one. I told you this is Earl Weaver's style of play, and it's been very successful. So has Earl Weaver over the years, Frank.
Yes, he has had a very successful managerial career, and he'll be noted in baseball annals as one of the 5 managers of all times, I would think so.
Oh, unbelievable. Garcia squares and bunts right back to the box. They got a shot at third, and they got him. Great play by Guidry. Boy, he's like a cat off that mound. And Nettles had to make the tag. It was not a forced play.
Garcia just butted the ball too hard for his own good, and Guidry made an excellent play on it.
You know, we talked about Nettles finally being able to grip the bat, but one thing that Greg is still a little unsure of is that glove he's using now.
Well, his regular glove was stolen during the All-Star break.
And boy, when you're used to something, you really feel uncomfortable with something else. Low, ball 1.
I'm sure, Phil, that the players probably use more gloves now than they did when you played.
I use the same glove.
For how long?
For my whole career.
Are you serious?
Well, I should say the first 2 years I used the old glove.
Yeah.
With no webbing or anything. Guidry is throwing the first meanwhile. When I came out of the service, I got a glove and used that from then on for about 12 years. get a hole in it, I'd go to the shoemaker and get it stitched up, because really any other glove I just couldn't use. I tried a couple, but no way.
That's unbelievable for an infielder, especially a shortstop such as yourself would handle so many chances. Just keep repairing it, though.
Yep. The 1-0 pitch outside. 2-0 to Singleton. He is hit to the box and struck out. Joe DiMaggio had a glove that nobody else could catch with. It was the worst-looking glove you ever saw in your life. The 2-0 pitch. High fly to deep right center field. Jackson back by the wall, and it's gone. Singleton, who did it yesterday, does it again tonight. A high carrying fly ball over the right center field wall. His 28th home run, and that ties him with Fred Lynn now, and Baltimore leads 4-0.
It also gives him 85 runs batted in on the year. While he has 28 home runs, that is his 8th home run as a right-hand batter.
Man, I tell you, he's got those long arms. The pitch was away. Just reached out and got it. Now Eddie Murray, who popped to first and struck out. And he bunts foul. Hit the ground, then hit his foot. Oh, Baltimore leading 4-0.
Baltimore wins the East, and California should win the West. It'd be quite a close vote, I would have to think, between Singleton and Baylor.
Yeah,
the most valuable player.
Very, very close. A one-strike pitch, low, 1-1. Well, that's 2 home runs off Ron Guidry tonight.
13 on the year.
And that's a lot given up by Guidry. That's low, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. On deck, Doug DeCinces. 1 man out. Strike 2 called, 3-2. The payoff pitch. Bounced to first base, off the glove of Chambliss in a short right field. Murray rounds first. Golden all the way down there, backing up the play, but no throw over there. It's a base hit for Murray.
I like that play by Golden, racing down there, though, to cover the bag, hoping that Murray might make an overturn, and they could throw him out, throw behind him.
All right, good hustling. But the Birds have 3 hits in the inning, and 2 runs. Here's DeCinces, who was struck out and bounced to third. 1 man out, Baltimore in front, 4-0. And Guidry throws to first again. Murray back.
Guidry gave up a total of 13 home runs all last year, Phil.
Oh. All right, another throw to first base, Murray back. As Kenny Clay gets up in the Yankee bullpen. And he'll be joined by Ron Davis. Another throw to first. Murray back. One man out. And Guidry's pitch, swing and a miss. Guidry to the belt, another throw to first. Murray back easily. And DeCinces steps back out. Another throw to first base. Not nearly in time. Still 0-1 on DeCinces. And the pitch, ground ball, foul ball, just barely foul outside of third. Kicks off the wall, and Murcer picks it up. 0-2 the count. All right, Guidry gets a new baseball. The left-hander sets, throw to first, Murray back. Most I've seen Guidry throw over to first tonight. He's picked one man off. And blocked nicely by Golden on a pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees have had only 3 hits off Dennis Martinez. Baltimore leads 4-0, top of the 6th. The set, and Guidry steps off the rubber. Never seen him pay so much attention to a runner at first base as he's done tonight. And another throw to first base. None of them have been close. All right, the sensei ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There goes Murray. The ball is flying to right field. If Jackson gets it, it'll be a double play. He gets it. Throw to first. Double play. Good double play and a good catch by Jackson. An off-balance throw to Chambliss. 9-9-3 double play. 2 runs. 3 hits. No errors. Nobody left at the end of 5.5. Orioles 4, Yankees nothing.
There's a popular view of geniuses that places them somewhere on remote mountaintops staring off into the void. Actually, many of them prefer California and work at one of our Xerox research and development facilities where the big attraction isn't the weather, but the climate. Here and at other Xerox facilities all over the world, some very smart people are given the leeway to work with all sorts of improbable ideas. Ideas that often result in better ways to manage information. One idea that grew out of Xerox research was a machine that would actually let you make copies without originals. Today, that idea is the Xerox 9700, a laser printer that doesn't need originals because it takes information straight from a computer and then automatically prints out copies, saving you time and money. At Xerox, we encourage these excursions into the unlikely because with information growing at its present pace, it's impossible to contain it. But it is possible to outsmart it.
Dum-de-dum-dum-dum-dum. What was that?
Me, Laura.
So who's... Oh, I know. You're the Green Parrot from the Green Parrot restaurant at the Sheridan Airport Inn on Wolf Road. Yeah, they got a great luncheon at the Green Parrot. For just $3.75, I can pick from hot and cold meats, all kinds of salads, fresh fruits, and the first glass of wine or beer is on Laura. I'm getting hungry. All this talk about food, I guess. I'm going to the Green Parrot restaurant on Wolf Road for lunch.
Say hello, Laura. Hello, Laura. Hello, Laura.
All right, now plate umpire Steve Palermo is in a little bit of discomfort. He was between half innings as Gene Monahan, the Yankee trainer, went out to check in, had his hand placed on his chest, and Bill Haller, the veteran umpire of this crew, had come in to ask Palermo if he wanted relief, I'm sure, in the ball game, but evidently Palermo said he'd try to stick it out. So he will go back behind the plate, but he does not look like he feels too comfortable, Scooter.
All right, Frank, we'll keep an eye on him. Bobby Murcer leads off for the Yankees, and the first pitch is over, strike call. Baltimore in front 4-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And that pitch high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinez rocks back. And a line drive right at the shortstop, Garcia. Murcer hit the ball right on the nose, but right at the shortstop, 1 out. Now Chris Chambliss. Remember, Chris has an 11-game hitting streak. He has struck out and bounced to second. And the first pitch to Chambliss, outside, ball 1. Chris digging in, and the curve is over 1-1. Yankees with just 3 hits off Dennis Martinez. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul tip. He took a little bit off Chris out in front.
Where this ball game started out, it looked like the Yankees were going to hit him pretty well. Willie Randolph lined that base hit to center field, but then he struck out the side and allowed only 2 hits and 2 walks since.
He has been sharp. He's got 14 wins. He could tie Tommy John for the most wins in the American League. The 1-2 pitch, a bouncer foul over towards the Yankee dugout. So it's still a ball and 2 strikes on Chambliss. Again, the 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. One out, nobody on deck, Reggie Jackson. And the fastball hit in the air to left field, but right there. And making the catch, Benny Ayala. 2 men are out. And now Reggie Jackson, who struck out and walked. Reggie batting at .295. Jackson taking his time, getting ready. Now he's set. And the first pitch by Martinez, fastball high and tight. He's been challenging Reggie with his fastball. The 1-0 pitch, that was a breaking pitch, over 1-1. Outfield deep on Reggie. The Sensei really deep at third and over towards short. Change up outside, and Reggie almost fell trying to get after that one. He took it, 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Greg Nettles. The 2-1 pitch outside, ball 3, 3-1. First man that Martinez walked was Jackson. And they got a big break when he threw one in the dirt, and Skaggs picked it up, threw Reggie out at second base. The 3-1 delivery. Foul upstairs, out of play. 3-2. Reggie is ready, so is Martinez. Now Martinez still looking in. Now he's ready. And the payoff pitch, ball 4. Jackson walks for the second time. Looked like Martinez got himself out of rhythm there, waiting too long. And the batter, Greg Nettles. Greg has flied to center and walked. Baltimore 4, the Yankees nothing in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch to Nettles, foul upstairs, out of play. Jackson at first with 2 men out. Stretch by Martinez. And the pitch down low, 1-1. We're talking about the Negro boys between innings, Frank and I, and one of them, I believe it was Phil, set a major league record with 4 wild pitches in 1 inning. I thought Hoyt Wilhelm would have had that with Gus Triandos.
Yes.
That knuckleball he had.
Maybe they didn't count him then.
And he also tied a major league record 6 in 1 game. Boy, that knuckle. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Jackson will go to third base easily. And the Yankees have runners at first and third. First time in the ball game they have had 2 men on at one time. And the batter now, Jim Spencer, will slide to center and bounce to second.
I believe the record Negro tied was held by James Rodney Richards.
He doesn't throw a knuckler, but he was wild and throws hard.
Yes, throws very hard and is on occasion wild. Of course, Wilhelm might have had the record, but they designed that big glove for Roundos to wear.
Time is called as Eddie Murray is going to tell Martinez he's going to play in back of Nettles at first base.
Well, they had a mix-up in yesterday's ball game with Murray playing behind and Flanagan threw over there, threw the ball away, and seemed unsettled.
Right, all right. Spencer lined hard to center field first time up, takes a curve outside, ball 1. Then Jim bounced to second, 0 for 2. Really the first time that the Yankees and the Yankee fans have had a chance to get excited here. First and third, 2 out. Pitch to Spencer, strike called, 1-1. On deck, Bobby Brown. Tippy Martinez, the left-hander in the Baltimore bullpen. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 on a good slider by Martinez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Spencer steps back.
Right-hander out there, Scooter, is Sammy Stewart.
Boy, they have had an excellent bullpen this year.
They're playing without Stanhouse. Stanhouse had a virus and been out for some time.
All right, ready for the 1-2 pitch. Here it is, and a swing and a foul tip. He just stays alive, in and out of the glove of Skaggs. And Skaggs might have got nicked by that foul tip. It bounced off his glove, so we'll take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
1460 WOKO Albany, home of the world champion New York Yankees.
All right, Skaggs comes back. Spencer steps into the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 men on. Baltimore in front, 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The stretch. Strike 3 on a good slider. So the Yankee threat goes by the boards. No runs are hit, no errors. 2 men left. End of 6th. Orioles 4 and the Yankees nothing.
Today's winner in the Yankee Frank's Louis Tion Great to Be with a Winner contest is Al Coluccio of East Windsor, New Jersey. Al will win 2 tickets to the August 30th Yankee game against the Kansas City Royals. You, too, can win free tickets to Yankee baseball games by sending a postcard with your name and address to Great to Be with a Winner contest, care of Louis Tion, Post Office Box 2323, Church Street Station, New York, New York, 10046.
Say, do you know what's America's favorite chocolate soft drink, Bill?
Sure, Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink, Frank.
3 good reasons. Creamy chocolate taste.
Frosty, good refreshment.
Plus milk nourishment.
Right. Yoo-Hoo's made with 99% fat-free milk.
That's what makes Yoo-Hoo a better all-round value.
And if you like chocolate, you're going to love Yoo-Hoo.
Milk makes Yoo-Hoo moo delicious.
Say, did you ever work down on the farm, Frank?
Keep your action going with Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink.
Now available in bigger cans for greater value.
Get Yoo-Hoo from Iroquois brands.
Next time you send an overnight package up or down the East Coast, don't pay sky-high prices. Send it on the ground with Purolator's New York connection. Your package can be as far as Boston or Washington, D.C. by tomorrow morning. And it'll cost less than you're used to paying, a lot less. So when you need a package delivered overnight, call and ask for Purolator's New York connection at 392-6150. Through 6 innings, the Orioles 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Yankees no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. As we go to the 7th, Ron Guidry will be working to Lee May, who has homered and doubled, Benny Ayala, who has singled in 2 trips, and Rich Dower, who has struck out and hit a sacrifice fly to drive in a run. Well, Fran Healy has joined us, and Fran, Lee May getting a little revenge tonight for having been struck out 4 times in a row by Tommy John yesterday.
Yes, he is, Frank. He had a solo shot in the 2nd inning, first run for the Orioles, and he scored after doubling in the 5th inning.
Well, we'll see what he does here. He's batting .283, and he takes a strike. May's home run was his 16th, giving him 57 runs batted in. He bounces this one slowly to second base. Willie Randolph waits on the ball and throws him out. 1 gone.
And now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
1460 WOKO. Capital District weather, clear and cool tonight, low 52. Tomorrow, another beautiful day, sunny, low humidity, high 84. Back to sultry, hot weather Wednesday. Today's high was 83 degrees. Currently, it's 68.
Benny Ayala swings and misses a slider, strike 1. Ayala 1 for 2, single to left field his first time up, then grounded out. It's this one in the air to left field. Bobby Murcer going back, still back, and it's over his head to the wall. Bobby digs it off the wall and throws in. Ayala stops at second base with a double. Then some rather long taters hit off Ron Guidry in the ballgame tonight, Fran.
Yes, there has, Frank, and it's usually an indication that Ron does not have the overpowering fastball, because when Guidry has his good fastball, hitters have trouble getting around on it, especially to pull the ball.
They send John Lowenstein out to run for Benny Ayala. Lowenstein will stay in the ball game to play left field, I'm sure. So Ayala has done a good job tonight. Right-hand hitter has pulled Guidry twice for a single and a double. And the batter now will be Rich Dower with Lowenstein running at second.
And Ron Davis starts to throw in the Yankee bullpen.
Dower is struck out and hit a sacrifice fly to right field. The pitch to him off the shin guard of the catcher, Brad Golden, and bounces into the Yankee dugout. On to third base goes Lowenstein. Guidry tried to put a little bit extra on that one, and it looked like he bounced it right off the shin guard or the foot of Brad Golden. We'll watch our replay. Hit off the plate and off his shin guard, Fran.
Yes, it did, Frank. And Golden tried to get in front of the ball. The ball just hit off the shin guard. Tough break for the young catcher.
Wild pitch is charged. The infield comes in, and the ground ball is bounced foul to third base. Flagged down by the coach, Cal Ripken. So Guidry charged with a wild pitch, putting the runner at third with only one out, and the infield is in. The Orioles have a 4-0 lead, and they're threatening. Baltimore now has 8 hits off Guidry. He works off the set position with a runner at third. The pitch, swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. Dave Skaggs is the on-deck batter. Yankees with Nettles, Dent, Randolph, and Chambliss all in. Guidry comes set and deals down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles got 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. And so far, Dennis Martinez has shut out the Yankees. Guidry with a 2-2 pitch. Here it comes to Dower, and it's hit on the ground at third. Nettles throws home, and Golden tags the runner out at the plate. Lowenstein is out easily as he broke for home, and he was thrown out by a good 10, 15 feet. Fielder's choice scored 5-2. Dower down at first base, 2 outs, and the Yankees come up with a big play.
Frank, I was surprised Lowenstein tried to score on that ball. Although they do have a 4-0 lead, the ball was hit right at Nettles. An easy play to throw Lowenstein out at home plate.
It was an easy play. Golden had him with a lot of room to spare. Throw over to first base drives Dower back to the bag. Ball was hit so sharply and right down the line, Lowenstein might have been tagged out if he tried to get back to third. Pitch is low outside, and Golden scrambles for it. 1 ball and no strikes to Skaggs. Skaggs bounced a single to left field his first time up, then popped up to the catcher Golden. Throw to first base. Guidry has thrown over to first base a lot of times tonight, friend. Not hard throws, just lob tosses.
Obviously concerned with the Baltimore Orioles base runners.
Pitch is hit in the air to right center field. Reggie cruising after it. He'll be under it, and Jackson makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, a hit, a man left. And in the middle of the 7th, the score is Baltimore 4, the Yankees nothing.
The Martin brothers announced that
if you're dying for a hot and juicy hamburger but don't have the time, Wendy's has a pickup window. If you're in your car, your wagon, or even a taxi cab, Wendy's has a pickup window. If you're pedaling a bike, pushing a cycle, or whizzing on a skateboard, just whiz on up to Wendy's pickup window. Wendy's pickup window is not only convenient, it's just about the fastest service in town. At Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers, our pickup window has a separate grill, a separate cook, even a separate cash register. So if you're dying for Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers but don't have the time, just drive up to Wendy's pickup window and away you go.
Wendy's, 1335 Central Avenue, 741 New Loudon Road, Latham, 3 Clifton Country Road, across from the Clifton Country Mall, and Glenville. Hello, this is Joe Gallagher. You can join me weekday mornings, 5:30 to 10 here on 1460 WOKO. You know, if I could compare my morning show to a spot on the baseball field, where would I be? Probably the pitcher, because the pitcher's a very important spot.
Not quite, Mr. Gallagher.
Well, then a first baseman, because they have to be able to catch all those throws and hit the ball real good.
Not quite, Mr. Gallagher.
Well, then if you could compare my morning show to a spot on the field, what would it be?
The bleachers.
The makers of English leather.
John Lowenstein stays in the ball game to play left field, and Bobby Brown will lead off the bottom half of the 7th for the Yankees. Bobby ran a single into a double in the 2nd inning. He flied out in the 8th, so he's 1 for 2. First pitch to him, swung out in line, right at Dower, the second baseman, who catches it, and there's 1 out. Ball was hit hard, but right at Dower.
And Bobby Brown swinging a good bat tonight. Double his first time up, hit the ball hard in the 5th inning, and again right there, but right at Rich Dower.
Brad Golden had a base hit his last time up. Grounded out his first trip, so he's 1 for 2. Martinez has allowed the Yankees only 4 hits in this ball game. In only one inning did they mount a real threat. Pitch is taken on the inside corner by Golden. Strike one. Left-hand hitter. Pitch on the way, and it's looped out into left center field. Lowenstein is after it, and he makes the catch on the run. Lowenstein moved a long ways to his left to get that ball. Wasn't hit that high in the air. He made a good play, got a good jump, and ran it down. 2 outs, and Bucky Dent will be the Yankee hitter. Called out on strikes his first trip, then he popped up in the 5th inning. Bucky is 0 for 2. The Orioles lead by a score of 4-0, and we're getting down to the short innings of this ball game. The bottom half of the 7th. Willie Randolph is on deck. Martinez kicks and deals. Curved low. Ball 1. Martinez well on his way to his 15th win of the year. He delivers 1-0, and Dent takes low again. Ball 2. They play Bucky straight away on the infield up the middle, but the outfield shades him a bit toward right. 2-0 pitch. It's high, a fastball, 3-0. Dennis Martinez whips the right arm around. The pitch is inside, ball 4, and Dent is on. That is the 4th walk given up by the Oriole right-hander. He has walked 4 and struck out 5 in the ball game. So with Dent at first, Willie Randolph will step in. Willie singled and stole second in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd, and lined to center field in the 5th. Pitch to him. Strike is called by plate umpire Steve Palermo. Randolph isn't too sure. He thought the pitch might have been low and away. Down at first base, Eddie Murray is playing behind Bucky Dent. The Orioles leading by 4 in the late innings. They're guarding the lines and not holding the runners on. The pitch, high this time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby Murcer is on deck. Stretched by Martinez, and the pitch. Line, left field, base hit, down into the corner. Bucky Dent is around second, going for 3rd. Randolph goes to second. 2 base hit for Willie Randolph, and the Yankees have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Willie Randolph with his 2nd hit of the ball game. Base hit number 5 for the Yankees. Willie Randolph with 2 hits tonight now has 110 for the year. Lou Piniella, who is not playing tonight, also has 110 hits. The batter will be Bobby Murcer with a chance to do some damage. Murcer is struck out, flied to right, and lined out to the shortstop. The Orioles get Martinez, Tippy Martinez, and Sammy Stewart up in their bullpen. Tippy Martinez is a left-hander, Sammy Stewart a right-hander. Right now, Bobby Murcer, the key man for the Yankees. Runners 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. And the pitch to him, high for a ball. Chris Chambliss is on deck. Bucky Dent leads away at 3rd. Randolph at 2nd. They play Murcer to pull, well around to the right side. The pitch on the way, on the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Murcer had stepped out. Now he's back in. Martinez, full motion, the kick and the pitch. Hit deep to right field. This one is going to carry. It is gone. Home run for Bobby Murcer. That ball really jumped out of here in a hurry. That is the old Bobby Murcer. One we're used to seeing Fran Healy, a Getty gunner, and Bobby is trotting around. He powered that one.
And Bobby Murcer hit a good pitch. Martinez tried to throw the ball by Murcer. Murcer got the bat out in front and drove it sharply into the right field seats. And here comes Earl Weaver. And there's a break in the action with the score, the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3.
This is Mel Allen. You know, like the Yankees, Emory Air Freight has a lot of different ways to beat the competition. Our computer tracking system is just one example. With Emory, you can always find a way to win.
And Earl Weaver jogs back to the Baltimore Orioles dugout. And I'm sure all Weaver wanted to do was to slow Martinez down, get his concentration back. Frank?
All right, Bobby Mercer's first Yankee home run brings the Yankees back to within a run. Chris Chambliss is the batter. Fans are on their feet as Chambliss takes high for a ball.
That was Bobby Mercer's first Yankee home run this year. He had 7 with the Cubs. It's the first home run he's hit as a
1-0 pitch. Foul back out of play.
September 22nd.
Bobby Murcer had hit 7 home runs earlier this year with the Chicago Cubs. So that one gives him 8 on the season.
It was also the 141st Yankee home run hit by Murcer.
1-1 count to Chambliss. Chris is trying to keep an 11-game hit streak alive, going into 12. The pitch to him, down the left field line, sliced foul. Baltimore leads 4-3 now as the Yankees have suddenly come back. No doubt about Mercer's shot. He showed the power of the old Bobby Murcer that we're used to seeing before he was traded away. Now the 1-2 pitch to Chambliss. Just a bit outside. 2-2. That was the 18th home run given up this year by Dennis Martinez. Yankees trail by a run, though. The 2-2 pitch. High ball 3-2 on Chambliss. Reggie Jackson is on deck. Chambliss tonight has struck out, grounded out, and flied to left. 11-game hitting streak on the line. The line, the kick, the pitch. Line after left center field. Base hit. Chambliss keeps his streak alive. Ball is thrown back into second by John Lowenstein. Well, Chambliss has hit in 12 in a row. And the Yankees, after 2 outs here in the 7th inning, have had a walk, a double, a 3-run homer, and now a single by Chambliss, and that will be all for Dennis Martinez. With Reggie Jackson coming up, I think Fran Healy will be seeing Tippy Martinez coming in to pitch. Weaver is out for the second time, so he has to take his pitcher out of the game. And with Reggie Jackson, a left-hand hitter, I would have to feel sure he would want the left-hand throwing Tippy Martinez. So Martinez relieves Martinez here at Yankee Stadium with the tying run at first and 2 outs.
And while we wait for the left-hander, we'll take a look at the scoreboard. Kansas City scored 11 runs in the top of the 7th inning. They now lead the Toronto Blue Jays 14-5 after 7 complete. The only home run in that ball game, John Mayberry, is 16th of the season in the 3rd inning with 2 men aboard. California at Oakland, Minnesota at Seattle later starts. After 6 complete, San Francisco 4. The Dodgers nothing. After 7.5 innings in Cincinnati, the Reds 3, the Braves 1. And that's the scoreboard. And a quick reminder, after a trip to Baltimore, the Yankees return home next Monday night for the first of 3 games against the Texas Rangers. Be on hand as Al Oliver, Buddy Belt, Mickey Rivers, and Bump Wills lead the Rangers against the Yankees. That's next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights at 8. Tickets are now on sale here at the stadium and all Ticketron outlets. And while Tippy Martinez takes his warm-up tosses, another reminder. Picture Album Night returns to Yankee Stadium 1 week from Saturday. Every fan who attends the Yankees Twins game Saturday night, August 18th, will get a 1979 New York Yankee picture album. It features a full-color, autographed portrait suitable for framing of all the Yankee players and coaches. So get your tickets now for Picture Album Night, Saturday, August 18th at 8 p.m. And the Yankees have picked up 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th here. They now trail the Orioles 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 down. Bucky Dent reached first base, a base on balls. Willie Randolph then doubled sharply down the left field line. Bobby Murcer followed with his first home run as a Yankee this season, a 3-run shot into the right field seats here at the stadium. Chris Chambliss followed with a single to left field, and now Reggie Jackson steps in with Chambliss on first base. Tippy Martinez, the southpaw, the new pitcher, he's taking over for Dennis Martinez. The score here in the bottom of the 7th, the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3. Frank?
Hi, Fran Healy. Tippy Martinez has saved both the Oriole wins in this series. His first pitch to Reggie. Curve is over, strike call. Tippy Martinez, with a record of 6 wins, 1 loss, 3 saves, has not given up a home run all year. Left-hander kicks and deals. Reggie takes low, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Frank, Tippy did not have a good season last year, and his value dropped, and I'm sure many ball clubs could have had a shot at Tippy Martinez. Right now, his value has to be sky high for the Orioles.
Curveball, and it's outside. 2-1. Jackson started to go for it and checked his swing. Chambliss at first. Eddie Murray is holding him on. 2 outs, 2 balls and a strike to Reggie Jackson. Tippy Martinez offers. Jackson takes low. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Dave Skaggs gives the sign, sets the target for the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Jackson swings and misses on an inside fastball. 3-2. Now Chambliss will be off and running, and Murray moves behind the base runner. 2 outs, 3-2 to Jackson. Tippy Martinez delivers. Jackson hits a ground ball to third. Had it footed for a moment, and no throw! No throw to Sensei. Lost it, found the handle, and did not throw. An error will be charged, and the Yankees are still alive here in the 7th inning.
And when Jackson was fooled, he still put the ball in play. It looked like he hit the ball off the end of the bat. And as it approached the Sensei's, it looked from here like the ball had a weird spin on it, and the ball spun right out of the Sensei's glove.
I'm still surprised he didn't grab it and throw on to first base. But Reggie, running hard, did not draw the throw. An error charge. Runners first and second, and that gives Nettles a shot. The pitch to Gregg. High and tight, ball 1. The tying run is at second. We're in the 7th inning, 2 outs. Chambliss at second, Reggie at first. Nettles tonight is flied out, walked and singled. Jim Spencer is on deck. Nope, Lou Piniella has come out on deck now. Spencer called back in, and Lou Piniella is on deck. Nettles the man of the moment. The runners lead. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. 1-1. Gregg swung over the top of that one. Chambliss at second, Jackson at first, 2 outs. The Orioles lead 4-3. Martinez delivers. Nettles checks his swing and takes the strike. Another curveball. It's 1-2. Chippy Martinez working very deliberately. Checks Chambliss with a look. The pitch fouled off. So Nettles stays alive as he just got a piece of one and fouled it back. Chippy Martinez, in 5 appearances since the All-Star break, has allowed only 2 hits and 1 walk in 12 2/3 innings, while winning 1 and saving 3. He is ready to work. 1-2 to Nettles, and he strikes him out with a curveball. But the Yankees do score 3 times. They leave 2 men on. And at the end of 7, it's Baltimore 4 and New York 3.
And now, here's to all the Yankee coaches, those pros of pros who call the shots along the base paths and who know how to make the most of each player's talents. Coach, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through. This Bud's for you.
Yeah, to the coach who keeps our bullpen ready, to the coach who keeps our hitters hitting, to all you unsung heroes, here it is. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. Here's to you.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Want to make sure your tires give you long mileage plus radio dire fuel efficiency performance at a price that's right? That's where Firestone can help. Drive into Firestone today and equip your car with the finest steel-belted radial Firestone has ever built, the outstanding 721. Of course, mounting is free and convenient credit plans are available. You'll be happy with the dependable driving performance and long mileage your new fuel-efficient Firestone steel-belted radial fuel fighter 721s deliver. That's at your local Firestone store or dealer. Well, Ron Guidry takes his warm-up tosses, and we will go to the top of the 8th inning to score the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3, and the fans out in left field giving Bobby Murcer a standing ovation for his 3-run home run in the 7th inning. For the Orioles here in the 8th, it'll be Al Bumbry, Kiko Garcia, and Ken Singleton. Frank?
And I understand, if I heard the announcement correctly, that Yankee farmhand Jim Leitsgard tonight pitched a 1-hit, 1-0 win for West Haven over Holyoke. He had a no-hitter with 1 out in the 9th inning, wound up with a 1-hitter and a 1-0 win. Our congratulations to Jim Leitsgard.
Definitely.
Al Bumbry will lead off the 8th, and Guidry spins him away from the plate with a high, tight fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bumbry tonight has doubled in 3 trips, and he takes low, ball 2. Bumbry had a 15-game hitting streak ended yesterday by Tommy John. He has doubled in this game tonight. The pitch to him on the inside corner as he was giving ground. He shakes his head, no, at Steve Palermo. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kiko Garcia is on deck, and then Ken Singleton. The windup by Guidry and the pitch to Bunbury. Strike 2 on the inside corner, and again he was giving way. And again he turns around and complains to Palermo, the plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The fans ask for the strikeout. Guidry is fan 6 in the ball game tonight as he winds, kicks and deals. Bunbury fouls it out of play and will pause 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee home of champions radio network.
This is Yankee Country, 1460 WOKO-Albany.
Guidry with a 2-2 pitch, and now time is called as Guidry started his windup. Steve Palermo, the plate umpire, called time for Bunbury. Yogi Berra is trying to move one of the Yankee outfielders. Strike 3 is called. Breaking ball got him looking, and Bunbury will complain about the first 2 strikes. He has no complaint at all on that one. He and Palermo exchange words, and Bunbury now turns around and walks back to the Oriole dugout. Guidry has his 7th strikeout. 1 away. The Orioles lead 4-3 here in the 8th inning, and the batter will be Kiko Garcia, the shortstop. Right-hand hitter. Garcia is 0 for 3, struck out twice, and fly grounds this one to Chambliss. Chris knocks it down, picks it up, throws to Guidry in time. Scored 3-1. Garcia now is 0 for 4. He struck out twice and tried to bunt a runner over. Bunted the ball too hard, and Guidry threw Bunbury out at third base. Here's Singleton. His home run now with the man on in the 6th inning is the margin of difference in this ball game. He hit his 28th home run, his 2nd in his many games, and his 2nd as a right-hand batter over the right field fence here at the stadium. Guidry winds and delivers. Strike call. Singleton has hit 28 home runs this year, 20 left-handed, 8 right-handed. He has 85 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eddie Murray is on deck. 2 outs. The Orioles lead 4-3 in the 8th. Guidry pumps it in, and Singleton swings and misses the slider. A ball and 2 strikes. Lou Piniella will lead off the bottom half of the 8th inning. He's swinging a bat in the Yankee dugout. Guidry is 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Guidry strikes out Singleton for his 8th of the game. In the middle of the 8th inning, the score is Baltimore 4 and New York 3.
This is Army Orchard, noted showbiz reporter at Trice-Turon Ford Mercury Subaru's Route 50 showroom at exit 15 of the Northway. Crowds are gathering for Trice-Turon's annual end-of-summer clearance sale. Clark, why are you here?
Frankly, my dear, I need to do
Wonderful, Clark. You'll see LTDs, T-Birds, Cougars, Mercury Marquis, LTD2s, and Ford pickups.
Oh, I like pickups.
Yes, indeed, May. On sale at the factory invoice price and not $1 over.
Gee, that's the best deal around.
Right you are, Jack. And each Trice-Turon deal includes free poly-glide coating for your new car. There's never been a better time to buy.
You can say that again.
There's never been a better time to buy.
He took me in my word. I guess the secret's out.
It's no secret. The biggest savings of the summer are yours during Trice-Turon's annual end-of-summer clearance sale.
I'll drink to that.
You probably will. Trice-Turon Ford Mercury Subaru on Route 50 at exit 15 of the Northway. Hurry, sale ends August 20th.
It's more convenient.
If you're on the track to a good time at Saratoga, remember us. We're right on the way.
It's more convenient.
Convenient with whatever you need for an outing, from cold beverages to paper plates, snacks, deli, the works.
It's more convenient.
You can park at our doors, shop with one quick turn around the store, and get back on the track in minutes.
It's more convenient to shop at convenience.
Shop Dick Cram's new store at exit 12 on the Northway. He's right on your way.
It's more convenient. WOKO.
Lou Piniella will lead it off for the New York Yankees. Bottom of the 8th inning, the score, the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3. The Orioles with 8 hits, the Yankees with 7. Frank?
Hi, Fran Healy. Looks like we'll have another pinch hitter after Piniella because Len Randall has come out to the on-deck circle, presumably to bat for Bobby Brown.
Frank, in the Yankee bullpen, Jim Cotton, Ray Burris now throwing.
Tippy Martinez on the mound for the Orioles will work to Lou Piniella, the Yankees' leading hitter, batting .307. Lou has 110 base hits on the year. Willie Randolph, with a pair of base hits tonight, also has 110. So Piniella will step in, trying to get something started here, leading off the 8th inning. Lower half of the 8th. The Yankees trail by a run, and Martinez pitch outside, ball 1. Piniella fouls this one back off the upper deck. Mark Belanger has come on to play shortstop, replacing Kiko Garcia as the defensive measure for the Orioles. Baltimore leads 4-3. The Yankees scored 3 runs in the 7th when they batted 8 men. They scored 3 runs on 3 hits and an Oriole error by third baseman Doug DeCinces, which did not figure in the scoring. With 2 men out, Bucky Dent walked. Willie Randolph doubled, and then Bobby Murcer homered for the 3 runs. 1-1 to Piniella. Tippy Martinez rocks and deals. Piniella bounces one to the left side of Belanger. He's got it. Throws to first base in time. So Fran Healy, the defensive move, apparently has paid off. Belanger with good range, and the long arms played that ball well.
Yes, he did, Frank. Another outstanding play by Mark Belanger, and it's always, I guess it's a luxury to be able to insert the best defensive shortstop probably in the history of the game late in the game.
Very, very true. Lenny Randall, right-hand batter, will step in now for the Yankees. Randall, since joining the Yankees, has been in 1 ball game. As a pinch runner. Right-hand hitter with no average. Takes a strike. Fastball over the outside corner. Randall is batting for Bobby Brown. 0-1 pitch. Check swing. They appeal to first base. Strike call by Bill Haller, the first base umpire. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Evidently, they like Bobby Brown much better as a left-hand batter than a right-hand batter. He is a switch hitter. 0-2 pitch. Down low on a check swing. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Frank now throwing in the Baltimore bullpen, Don Stanhouse.
Stanhouse hasn't pitched in quite some time. He's had a virus. But he has been a big man out of the bullpen. He's not pitched since July 24th. 1-2 delivery is high. Not all of that due to a virus. Really, well, the real reason Stanhouse hasn't pitched since July 24th, they haven't needed it. Pitches hit in the gap in left center field. Coming hard, Lowenstein makes a sliding, diving catch. And that's all for Randall. Billy Martin's going to come out and argue that call. I'll tell you, it was very close to being trapped as Lowenstein went down to the turf, and Billy Martin's going to come out and question the call a bit. We got a replay look at it, but from the backside that didn't show really anything. That's a play where the umpire's got to get out there and call it, and Garcia ran to the outfield to watch the ball. I would say, Fran, a pretty good catch by Lowenstein. Excellent catch. 2 outs. And Roy White will bat for Brad Golden. Well, 3 pinch hitters here in the 8th inning. The first 2 have gone out. Piniella grounding out on a good play by Belanger, and an excellent catch by Lowenstein, retiring Randall. Roy White will step in, batting right-handed against Tippy Martinez. Roy is hitting .177 and takes high. Ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. Foul straight back. Roy had a good cut. Got just a piece of it. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Orioles are leading 4-3 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2 outs and nobody on base. They play White straight away on the infield and the outfield. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled off the right side. Just past the camera location at the far end of the first base dugout. Tippy Martinez gets a new baseball and goes to the rosin. Now the left-hander back on top of the hill. Looks into Skaggs. Kicks and offers. Strike 3 call. White is called out on strikes at the end of 8. It's Baltimore 4 and New York 3.
Here's a hot tip to help improve your fuel economy. AC Fire Ring Spark Plugs. If your car needs new spark plugs, ACs can help improve your performance and gas mileage. The reason? The AC Hot Tip heats up fast, fires hot, and helps resist fouling to help your car deliver smooth performance. AC Spark Plugs are original equipment on all new General Motors cars and trucks, and they're available for most other American-made vehicles and most imports. Go with spark plugs you can trust. AC Fire Ring Spark Plugs.
Here's another short colonial pitch from Louis Tiant. Louis, you've pitched for several big league organizations in your career, but today you told me that this year you're pitching for 2. The Yankees and who else?
Colonial Yankee Franks.
Colonial Yankee Franks. Aren't they the same great-tasting quality Franks they sell at Yankee Stadium?
Sure. They're also the Frank with the taste that take you out to the ball game.
Louis, you're a heck of a pitcher.
Hey, it's great to be with a winner.
Sandy Better, Woodland Hills, California. We're calling AMCO Transmissions customers to get their feelings about AMCO.
I feel terrific about AMCO. I have the utmost confidence in them. Even though we live in the West, our children go to school in the East, and my husband and I have always told them that if they ever run into any trouble, wherever they are in the United States, they are to go to their AMCO dealer. AMCO will put you and your car back together again.
Double A. MCO, AMCO.
Jerry Narron will go behind the plate to do that catching here in the top of the 9th inning for the Yanks, and Lenny Randolph will play center field. The Orioles here in the top of the 9th inning will send Eddie Murray, Doug DeCinces, and Lee May to face Ron Guidry. The score, the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3. Frank?
All right, Fran Healy, this is the so-called heart of the batting order. The middle of the batting order. Eddie Murray is 1 for 3. The Sensei is 0 for 3, and Lee May is 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. They'll mark those defensive changes down. Jerry Narron catching, Lenny Randall in center field, and Ron Guidry is set to work to Eddie Murray, who has popped up, struck out, and beat out an infield hit. Actually, he hit the ball off the glove of Chambliss. It bounced to the outfield off Chambliss' glove.
And Frank, the Orioles have taken the lead into the 9th inning 63 times this year and have won 62 of those ball games.
Wow. A bunt down the third base line. Nettles is going to let it roll. It'll stay fair. Base hit. Murray bunts for a single leading off the 9th. Nettles having no chance to throw him out. Let the ball roll and looked like it was headed toward the foul line and kicked back fair. That is base hit number 9 for Baltimore off Guidry. And it brings up Doug DeCinces, who usually hits Guidry pretty well, but is 0 for 3 tonight. Guidry comes set, checks Murray, and throws over to first base. Murray steps back to the bag. Tommy John, who became the first 15-game winner in the American League, pacing back and forth in the Yankee dugout. Now Guidry ready to work again, and his pitch taken for a strike over the outside corner. The Sensei has been called out on strikes, grounded out to third, and flied out into a double play. Back in the 6th inning, they had Murray running with 1 out. The Sensei fly to Jackson, and Reggie's throw to Chambliss doubled Murray off the bag. Guidry lobbed a toss over to first base, no play. Murray challenges Guidry with his lead, and the pitch to Sensei. Squared to butt, took the bat away from a pitch outside. 1-1. Nettles is playing to Sensei deep at third base. The Sensei had a notion that time and took a fastball just outside. Now throw to first, and Murray gets back. Baltimore is leading 4-3 here in the ninth inning. A runner at first, nobody out. Guidry comes set and throws to first again. Again, Murray is back. Jim Fry is the Oriole coach down at first base. Cal Ripken coaches at third for the Birds. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded, left side. Nettles can't hold it. Dead. Up with it. Throws to second. Out at second base. I'm not sure whether that ball hit Nettles' glove or not. He made a bid for it. It looked like it might have ticked his glove. Bucky Dent backed him up, grabbed the ball off the ground, and threw it to Randolph with a force at second. Score it 5-6-4.
And a correct scoring, Frank, because the ball did hit off the webbing of Greg Nettles' glove. In fact, Nettles deflected the ball towards Bucky Dent.
Well, the Yankees cut down the lead runner. Murray is out at second on the force play. DeCinces is aboard, one away, and the batter, Lee May, who has homered, doubled, and grounded out. Right-hand hitter with power, takes outside. Murcer plays him well over toward the left field corner. Lenny Randall shades toward left, and Jackson toward center. Big gap in the right field corner, and the pitch low outside, ball 2. With 2 outs in the second inning, Lee May on a no-ball, 2-strike pitch and a line drive home run over the left field fence. The 2-0 delivery. Strike is called as Guidry took a little bit off the pitch. It was May's 16th home run of the year. Ken Singleton has hit his 28th homer with a man on, and that's the difference in the ballgame. Guidry throws to first base. DeCinces is back on the bag. The Orioles lead 4-3 here in the top of the ninth inning. 1 out, 1 on. Guidry's pitch to the plate, fouled off by Lee May. Beat it straight down. It came up and hit him in the back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the fans would like to see strikeout number 9 from Guidry. You hear the arrhythmic applause begin in the background. John Lowenstein is the on-deck batter. Guidry throws to first, and DeCinces is back. Tomorrow night, the White Sox are in, and tomorrow night will be helmet night here at the stadium, 8 o'clock. Guidry checks first. Now the pitch to Lee May. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Guidry has struck out his 9th batter. 2 outs in the top of the ninth. The Orioles lead 4-3. And now John Lowenstein will bat for the first time in the game, hitting .268. Lowenstein came in the 7th inning to run for Benny Ayala, who had doubled. Stayed in the game to play left field. Nettles goes into the mound to talk to Guidry. Lenny Randall out in center field looks for a little bit of help as to where to play. Yogi Berra will place him from the dugout. They're going to play pretty much straight away on Lowenstein. Shaded perhaps a step or two to the off-field, left field side. Throw to first base. DeCinces is on the bag.
And Frank, Lowenstein is the type of hitter that really gears up for the fastball, whether it's a left-hander or a right-hander he's facing.
The pitch to him. Swing and a miss. It was Lowenstein whose home run won the first game of this 4-game series, 1-0 for the Orioles. Only mistake Tion made in that game. The 0-1 deal, runner goes, pitch outside, narrow throw to second, he's out. Bucky Dent tags DeCinces out, and that retires the side. No runs, a base hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom half of the ninth. The score is Baltimore 4, the Yankees 3.
Master Charge can open doors for you.
It can take you shopping.
Take you dining.
Take you places.
Use its clout for all the things life demands of you.
And for all the wonderful things you demand of life.
When you carry Master Charge, you carry clout strong enough.
Sinus flares up.
I'm clogged up, headaches, my whole face hurts. Help!
Send for Sign-Off.
Sign-Off helps relieve your pain, helps clear congestion, helps ease sinus pressure and postnasal drip. Sign-Off does it all.
Send for Sign-Off.
Sign-Off helps more sinus symptoms than any plain headache tablet. Sign-Off, S-I-N-E-O-F-F.
Sign-Off
The sinus medicines in the bright red box.
is here.
For occasional use, only as directed.
Bucky Dent will lead off the ninth inning for the Yankees. Bucky drew a walk with 2 outs in the seventh, and before that inning was over, the Yankees had scored 3 times. As Bucky went to third on Willie Randolph's double, and both men scored on Bobby Murcer's home run. Tippy Martinez ready to work. The left-hander's pitch is swung on and missed, strike one. The Orioles are leading 4-3. Willie Randolph is on deck, and then Murcer. The pitch, strike 2 is called. Dent took it knee high over the outside corner. Yankee trainer Gene Monahan applauding in the dugout, trying to urge Dent on. Martinez pitch, high, checked his swing in time. A ball and 2 strikes. Baltimore leading 4-3. A pair of home runs for the Orioles, 1 for the Yankees. Martinez 1-2 pitch, fouled out of play over the Yankee dugout roof.
And Frank, Tippy Martinez has one of the better curveballs in the American League. It's a big curveball, and when he gets it in the strike zone, he's tough, especially when he keeps it down. And he has a pretty good fastball.
All right, he's got the count in his favor, 1-2. The pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bucky Dent. Now Bucky needs the good eye. Also must protect the plate. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Fouled out of play as he protected the plate.
And with 2 strikes, you have to put the ball in play. A pretty good pitch with 2 strikes, for example, with the left-hander throwing to the right-hander, is a fastball down and in because the right-hander is leaning out over the plate, attempting to protect the plate.
All right, let's see what he does. Curves in, low and in. Ball 3 on a check swing. They appeal to first base, and Bill Haller says ball 3.
Now, obviously, Tippy Martinez has a great deal of confidence in his curveball. He's thrown mostly curveballs. So, he could possibly throw Bucky Dent a curveball here, 3-2. Although you usually have better control with your fastball, only Tippy Martinez knows which pitch he can control the best.
All right, friend, we'll see what happens. 3-2 on Dent. Leading off the bottom half of the ninth. Here comes the pitch. And he's up high, ball 4. That was not a good fastball. Came in high with it, and Dent is on. The tying run is down at first, and Doug DeCinces will come in from third base to talk to Tippy Martinez.
And Frank, it's always tough. When you throw 4 out of 5 pitches curveballs and get a couple over, you go 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now you throw the fastball. You're really more comfortable throwing the breaking ball, but it's easy to second guess. And Earl Weaver's on his way out to the mound, and there's a break in the action. But the score, the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3.
This is Mel Allen. Emery doesn't put a package on the bench just because it shows up overweight or out of shape. Emery takes any size package, any shape, any weight to practically anywhere. Emery, the Air Force and Air Freight.
So, one of the greatest managers ever to put on a baseball uniform decides to leave Tippy Martinez in the ball game, and he'll face Willie Randolph with a runner on first base. Bucky Dent, nobody down. Bottom of the ninth inning, the score, the Orioles 4, the Yankees 3, and Bobby Murcer, who hit a 3-run home run, on deck. Frank?
Artie Weaver's thinking about Murcer, Chambliss, Jackson, and Nettles, the next scheduled hitters.
Right.
All left-handers. The Yankees without a right-hand power hitter. Here's the pitch to Randolph. He bunts it off the first base side of the mound. Martinez throws high. The ball goes into right field. Jed is on his way to third. Randolph to second. Sacrifice, and an error will be charged. And the Yankees have the tying run at third, the winning run at second, nobody out. A sacrifice and an error charged to Martinez on his wild throw to first base.
And it looked like Jimmy Martinez was not sure whether or not first base was adequately covered. He took his time, released the ball high, and went off the glove for an error. And the fans here at Yankee Stadium are on their feet.
Bobby Murcer is the batter. The Yankees are locked in with left-hand hitters. The left-hander Martinez on the mound. The Orioles will concede the tying run. They're playing the infield back, with the exception of the third baseman, DeCinces. Martinez will work off the set position. And the pitch to Bobby. Strike one called through the breaking ball.
Yes, he did. And Billy Martin has been known to squeeze in a situation like this. And right now, Bobby Murcer is looking down at Mike Ferraro, the third base coach. Ferraro walked over to Bucky Dent and said something to Dent. It could be a verbal sign, Frank.
Making the Orioles think about it anyway. Dent does not come. Murcer swings and chops a foul outside of first. Strike two. No balls and 2 strikes. Chris Chambliss is the on-deck batter. Nobody out. Dent at third. Randolph at second. Baltimore leads 4-3. Tippy Martinez takes the sign from Skaggs. The pitch. Line to left field. It is a fair ball. Base hit. The ball game is over. The Yankees win it 5-4. Bobby Murcer with 5 runs batted in. A 3-run homer and a 2-run single. Mobbed by his teammates. Bobby Murcer emotionally sky high for this ball game after delivering a eulogy for Yankee captain Thurman Munson at the funeral this morning. Bobby Murcer, emotionally sky high, has won the ball game with a 3-run homer and now a 2-run single here in the 9th inning. Fran Healy will have some final words for us, but the final score here at Yankee Stadium, the New York Yankees 5 and the Baltimore Orioles 4, and Bobby Murcer has come out to take a bow.
And Frank Messer just told you the ball game's over. Final score, the Yankees 5, the Orioles 4. The winning pitcher, Ron Guidry. Guidry now 10 wins, 7 losses, and a big night for Bobby Murcer. Murcer with a 3-run home run in the 7th inning and a 2-run single here in the 9th inning to drive in the tying and the winning run. The fans here at Yankee Stadium on their feet. Bobby Murcer came out for a curtain call and excitement all over Yankee Stadium. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 5, the Orioles 4. The Yankees 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Orioles 4 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. And the Burger King player of the game for today's game is, of course, Bobby Murcer. Bobby will choose an item from the gift catalog of the Peters Bag Corporation, the world's leading manufacturer of soft-sided luggage. Peters Trailblazer bags are carried by many of the Yankee players, and Burger King wants to salute all the Yankee MVPs. The following companies have provided promotional consideration for today's game: Rusty's Restaurant, 73rd and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan. The home of barbecued baby back ribs, the best rack of ribs in New York. Your host, Rusty Staub, invites you to come in and enjoy a most continental menu at lunch, dinner, and Rusty's is open for supper after all-night games. Rusty, serving the finest food in the most cordial atmosphere, open 7 days a week till 2 a.m. And Sharp's wafer-thin credit card size calculator with audible sensor touch entry panel. Its memory retains numbers even when power is off.
Exclusively Sharp and Chauvin. Because life is a contact sport, Chauvin has created Sports Sense for Men, the first fragrance as active and alive as the men who wear it. And the Pony Express VSD running shoe. Perfectly balanced combination of comfort, performance, and safety. The technically advanced design through scientific research makes the Pony Express VSD a winner. And Benihana of Tokyo Restaurants at Benihana, watch in amazement as your chef turns prime steak, chicken, and shrimp into an Oriental feast. In Manhattan, East 56, West 56, West 44th Streets. Also Manhattan. Yankee Baseball is a production of Adler Communications Incorporated. The engineer for Yankee Broadcast is Brian Ferguson. Associate producer is Carolee Ashwell, and the executive producer is Arthur Adler. Today's broadcast was produced by Tim Boucher. This is Fran Healy, along with Frank Messer, Scooter Phil Rizzuto, and Bill White. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. against the Chicago White Sox. Now stay tuned for the Yankees wrap-up and scoreboard show with Frank Messer.
Yankees, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 9 men left. For the Orioles, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 2 men left. The winning pitcher going all the way, Ron Guidry. Guidry struck out 9 men in the ball game. He did not walk anybody. It was a struggle, but Guidry got his 10th win against 7 losses. Bobby Murcer hit his home run on Dennis Martinez, but his game-winning single came against Tippy Martinez. Tippy Martinez, the loser. His record is 6-2.